want to strike out Deion Cole? CJ, there's not a chance you're striking me out, bro.
Justice Deion, I'm ready to get a hit off you.
East is better than West because we got better pitching and we're deep.
East, you're going down.
He's going down. Let's go, baby. He's going down. Team West, baby.
It's game day, baby. 13 youth select basketball.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Beautiful L. Mitchell Park on campus. This is where the Oklahoma Sooners play. It's the third annual Perfect Game 13U Select Festival. You think about PG 1700 chasing that number, MLB alum, and in the history, nearly 13,000 MLB draft picks. Oh my, perfect game. Let's do it. Hi there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. Certainly glad to have you with us. My name is Darren Sutton, national cross-checker. He sees so many of these young guys. Jared Goodwin, you know this guy, Flash Gordon. For 2 decades, he got big outs in the big league. So with that in mind, Flash, I'm going to put you right to work. Let's talk about guys who are going to get big outs for a long time. Let's start with Braden Harris. Tell us about him.
Yeah, Braden is a really good mix of 3 pitchers. Good-sized kid with downhill playing on his pitches. He really relies on his breaking ball and off-speed a little bit more than his fastball, but he will get to his fastball, set you up, and put you in places where he wants to deliver that out with his out pitch, and that'd be a breaking ball. So really solid arm, clean delivery. We expect good things today out of him.
You gave C.J. Sampson the Pitcher of the Year award last night. That's enough right there, but tell us why.
Why? Because if you look at his arsenal, he has 5 pitches that he throws, and he throws them all for strikes. He gets straight to it by getting that delivery clean, working downhill fast, using his big body, polishing his pitches on the outside, and knowing that he has a plan that he wants on attack of break to the hitters, and he goes with that breaking ball to finish it.
Scouts watch batting practice. No one watched more than you, so tell us about Deion Cole.
Deion Cole is just one of the superior athletes at this age. It's a super fast swing. He kind of gets in and coils, holds that stretch, and then just unleashes a beautiful right-handed stroke. He made this field look small on Friday night, and really he's made a lot of fields look small all summer. He's just an exciting young 13-year-old player.
Rookie Shepard from Vegas. Tell me about his swing.
Don't ever want to say that a 13-year-old is polished. But when you look at him and you watch him, you almost start to think he's got a better plan than the pitcher. It's a short stroke. It's direct. He uses the whole field, and he uses the whole field with authority. That polished word, I don't want to say too much about a 13-year-old, but he's got a plan here, Sut.
The 4th member of our broadcast team is Danny Wexelman. We'll hear from her throughout this contest. She had a brief conversation with Jaden Stroman. He's part of this Select Festival out of New York. Stroman, that's right, that's Stroman. Let's listen.
Well, when I was selected for this game, definitely felt excited this year because I know I went last year, but because I watched the game when like Micah, Connor, and everybody went to this last year, and I saw all this stuff, and I was like, oh God, I want to go to this one really bad because I feel like it's just like a step up because you get to step on the big field with all the guys from last year. A lot of the guys I got to play against this year, so I was definitely pretty excited to come and blessed to come here and get all this stuff and be able to play with these guys. It's important for me to work on my leadership skills because it'll make you an overall player on the field, overall better player on the field, on the diamond, because you'll be able to communicate with all your guys better than if you don't have any respect for your guys don't have respect for you. You won't have that team synergy. But if you're a leader, guys will be able to work together and ultimately win. Make your own shadow, to me, well, obviously my brother plays in the MLB, but I want to create my own shadow and be known as my own person, not Stroman's brother. And hopefully I'm looking to surpass him in this game one day. And hopefully, if it gets to it, hopefully play against him, be my own guy, and say that Stroman's brother hit a homer off of Stroman.
East are going down.
West va para abajo.
The Perfect Game Select Festival on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Rawlings, the #1 glove of pro players. Rawlings, the official baseball glove of Major League Baseball. By New Balance Baseball, proud partner of the Perfect Game Select Fest. And by Perfect Game Cares, growing the game for America's underserved youth.
Longtime Major Leaguer Homer Bush is the manager of this East squad in this great game. 7th-round pick out of East St. Louis High School in 1991. He played in the major leagues with the Yankees, Toronto, and with then the Florida Marlins. Let's meet his players one by one. Introduce yourselves, the East squad.
My name is Justice DeYoung. I'm from New York City, and I play third and I pitch.
Hey, I'm Chris Sheffield. I'm from Tampa, Florida, and I play second and third base.
My name is Cody Goff. I play catcher, third base, and outfield. I'm from Delray Beach, Florida.
My name is Denton Lord. I'm a right-handed pitcher from Marion, Florida.
My name is Carson Quillen. I'm from Greenville, Tennessee, and I play catcher and third base.
My name is Sean Ashenfelder. I'm from St. John's, Florida, and I play shortstop.
My name is Keon Johnson. I'm from Macon, Georgia, and I play third base.
My name is James Stroman, shortstop, and I'm from Medford, New York.
My name is Kevin Bruno. I'm from the Dominican Republic, and I play shortstop.
My name is Nick Bradley. I'm from Clark Summit, and I'm a pitcher.
My name is Emmanuel Antigua. I'm from Boca Raton, Florida, and I play shortstop and I pitch.
My name is Andrew Costello. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania, and I'm a catcher.
My name is Jack Ryan. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I play corner infielder.
My name is Andrew Petrog. I'm from Pelham, Alabama, and I play shortstop.
My name is Deion Cole. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I play middle infield and center field.
My name is Braden Harris. I'm from Orange Park, Florida, and I play first base, outfield, and pitch.
Hi, my name is Kevin Roberts. I'm from Meridian, Mississippi. I play shortstop, center field, and pitcher.
My name is Yoleki. I'm from Miami, and I play third base.
And from Tomball High School in Tomball, Texas, Tomball Junior High class of 26, C.J. Sampson is on the mound, the right-handed pitcher. He will deal with those Bears in the East jerseys as the right-hander gets ready to roll. Again, he'll also catch. He'll play in the infield. Texas 12 Black, his travel team. His dad, Chris, had time in professional baseball with the Astros and the Marlins. Jared, what do we know? We got a little bit of flashes perspective on Sampson. What else can you tell us about him?
Yeah, you can see the body and the athleticism. He's actually a really good two-way player. The left-handed swinger is actually impressive. I mean, he put on a show in the home run derby the other night, lofting balls to right center field. But let's just call this what it is. He was the most consistent pitcher on the entire circuit this summer. 5 pitches. He throws a ton of strikes. There's a lot of projection. You can already see that short, clean arm action. The kid can do a lot on the baseball field, but he is going to attack these hitters, and he's going to attack them with a variety of pitches.
This is a 9-inning game. All 18 will hit, and we're still at the Shohei Ohtani age. And what I mean by that is pitchers play positions, position players pitch, and we're still not in that age of specialization yet. And Keon Johnson will lead things off. Sean Ashenfelder bats second. Deion Cole will work behind him. But again, all 18 will hit in this game. We'll introduce them one by one. Flash, you remember this time in your journey. It's fun to be a guy who can hit. It's fun to be a guy who can pitch and still do everything. This is a fun age because you can do everything.
Right, you can do everything within the talent you have. It's been evaluated. Now you're on the big stage, and of course, on that mound, you're going to see just right down the hill. Let's just see what you can do against my best stuff.
So here we go, and we are ready to roll. Sampson is on the mound.
Excited to see Keon Johnson right here. He's been a super athlete and super kid the whole weekend.
We are ready to roll. First pitch strike. Kiki, as they call him, he's out of Macon, Georgia. This is a young man who has been playing baseball at a high level. Sheena is his strong and powerful mom as he loses his bat into the screen. And we certainly thank his brother Ishmael, who's 21 years old, serving in the United States Air Force and currently deployed overseas. Kiki Johnson.
Yeah, Keon taking an absolute hack right there, and you know these kids are kind of nervous right now, but this kid's a special athlete. He can play outfield, he can play infield. Nice pitch right there by Sampson to get him.
Good looking breaking ball over the outside corner. We told you Danny Wexelman was here. Danny, welcome. Good to have you with us.
So happy to be here, guys. And I just wanted to share a little bit about this class. You're going to be surprised, I think, by the talent here. We're not surprised, but everyone watching at home. These guys are next-level kids, and they root for each other. I think that's the important thing to note here at this game, is that they all root for each other. No matter who wins an award, no matter who wins the Derby, they're all rooting for each other, cheering for each other. It's a really special group of guys here on the field today. Dan.
Yeah, great point, Danny. Sean Aschenfelder's out of St. John's, Florida, shortstop, catcher, outfielder. Five-star national, his travel team. He picks on a breaking ball. It's a line drive into right field. Racing through the bag, he is on. That is a beautiful piece of hitting for the young man, the son of Jen and Russ, Sean Aschenfelder with a base hit.
Yeah, two things to take away here. You can see the pitchability right here by Sampson. He's really filling it up and mixing his pitches, and this is what Aschenfelder's done. Obviously, he's a good projectable kid. He's still growing, but he is an in-game producer, line-to-line kid, and this is what we saw all spring. Him just using the whole field and being able to adjust even to off-speed pitches at 13 years old.
Dion Cole, Ocho, as he is known by his mates. He wears that number 8 here in this event out of Ackworth, Georgia. He'll be Etowah High School bound soon. He's a class of 2026 runner on the move. Beautiful throw down, waiting on him on the bag. Outstanding job. That's Josiah Andrade behind the plate, getting rid of it quickly.
Yeah, great job right there in the dirt. Flash. How often do you see 13-year-olds just be able to recover and be able to throw it on the dime with a great tag there by rookie Shepard?
Well, what you saw is the guy slide step. He had a good idea of someone on base he could possibly run. Just did not forget about the run at first base. Slide step, throws a curveball for strike. His best pitch when he says he wants an out, guy throws him out. So he gave himself a chance all the way around.
And it's funny, you see Dion Cole coming in who just won the home run derby, and he goes right to that breaking ball.
Yeah.
Good fastball over the inside corner. That'll do it. That is a half inning. Keon Johnson, Sean Aschenfelder, Dion Cole getting to know him and taking advantage of your time. Outstanding job, Mr. Sampson. Junior Spivey's a local product. You remember him, a world champion with the Diamondbacks. He went to Cali Community College, a half decade in the big leagues. He manages this West team. West team, introduce yourselves.
Worker from Nome, Texas, and I'll play shortstop. I'm John Shore. I'm from Anaheim, California, and I'm a pitcher, shortstop, and center fielder.
Hi, I'm Jack Armijo. I'm from San Jose, California. I'm a pitcher.
My name is Ryan Harwood. I'm from Chandler, Arizona. I play first, pitcher, and outfield.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Rookie Shepard. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I play middle infield, outfield, and catcher.
My name is Bubba Coleman from Phoenix, Arizona, and I play middle infield.
Hi, my name is Josiah Andrade. I'm from Yucaipa, California, and I play catcher and middle infield.
Hi, my name is Brendan Lewis. I'm from Santee, California. I play middle infield.
My name is Ethan Trahan. I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona. I play outfield, I pitch, and I also play first base.
I'm Hunter Harrington from San Diego, California, and I play center field.
My name is Nicholas Pinado. I'm from San Diego, California, and I pitch, catch, and play the outfield.
I'm Grady Emerson. I'm from Argyle, Texas, and I play shortstop.
My name is Eli Willis. I'm from Fort Cobb, Oklahoma, and I play shortstop.
My name is Bill Peterson. I'm from Shawnee, Kansas, and I play catcher, pitcher, and third base.
My name is Colton Springall. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I play middle infield.
My name is Cooper Strom. I'm from Belton, Missouri, and I pitch.
Hi, my name is CJ Sampson. I'm from Tomball, Texas, and I am a right-handed pitcher.
My name is Alex Harrington from San Diego, California, and I'm a shortstop.
Players, let's get to meet them by lineup. Eli Willips, Grady Anderson, rookie Shepard. It's Lewis, it's Harwood, it's Harrington. There's the two Harringtons. Hunter Harrington a little further on down. Josiah Andrade, Jack Armijo, Bubba Coleman out of Arizona, Colton Springall out of Vegas. There's the other Harrington. Nico Penato, a great story about his brother we'll share later. It's Parker, it's Sampson, it's Trahan, it's Schrum. That is the West starting lineup. Eli Willips at the top of things. And it was 82, the high water mark velocity-wise for the right-hander on the mound a moment ago, C.J. Sampson. And on the other side, this is Braden Harris. He's out of Orange Park, Florida, an outfielder and a first baseman as well. As that one from Willits is lifted foul. Eli's from Fort Cobb, Oklahoma. He's a middle infielder. And Steve Hill is travel team coach for B45 Oklahoma. Dad Reggie Willits, a long time in the major leagues as a player and a coach. Mom is Amber. And we know his brother Jackson as a part of a previous select festival as the breaking ball is rolled foul. So that's your matchup to start things. It's Willits going toe-to-toe with Harris.
Yeah, and Willits a little different than his brother. It's strange because they're both switch hitters. They both play shortstop, but Willits definitely more of a line drive, spread the field type hitter from both sides. His brother, little more of a power hitter there, Sut. He looks to really do intent, but Willits has really stood out for his overall game. Rangy middle infielder, and can really just spray the ball around with that hit tool.
Harris has already touched 83 miles an hour. And, of course, you talk about Dad. You remember him scrapping and scraping in that old-school Halos uniform. He was the kind of player that could do anything that was needed. Now he's a wisdom man and a man that passes along a lot of it. He came, obviously, out of OU, so it's fun to be back in Dad's ballpark. Fastball, 84 miles an hour. Snuck it right by him. 84, Flash.
Yeah, I mean, what you see of a guy with a good, clean delivery, downhill plane, 6-foot body, stature strong enough to power that ball. He was downhill in the strike zone about 82 to 83. Then he went up the ladder to get it out. But his curveball set up that fastball.
I got to see a lot of Harris this spring, both of us being from Florida, and he was so consistent, so deserving to start this game. The velocity actually has ticked up even at a young age throughout the spring and into the summer months when a lot of these kids are actually getting tired. He's kind of gotten stronger as it's gone, and the delivery is getting so much tighter, especially for a 13-year-old, and how big and strong he is. He really controls it and repeats it well. And as Flash said, that release point's allowing him to throw downhill.
He's fighting with Grady Emerson right now from the left side, and Emerson goes to work. He drives the alley. That one is down. It will roll all the way toward that wall. Number 76 is hurrying on around. Toward third he goes. They'll throw up the stop sign. They're going to send him on around as the relay throw got by. Emerson slides.
This is unbelievable. We talked about him actually during BP today, how consistent he was with this barrel, and he shows it right there. He jumps on a low 80s fastball and hammers it into the right center gap. He's got a phenomenal young swing, and here it is again. Look at him really use that pelvis and lag those hands behind. He's able to make that little adjustment, as you see, pull those hands in and drive that ball to the gap. It's really special right there. And as he's motoring around third, having to dodge an umpire, this is a really cool start for this West team.
Andrew McGuire, the third base coach, the coach of a local Westmore High School, said, "Come on down to Grady Emerson. He is dreaming of Ole Miss someday." If you're watching, Coach Bianco, that's who he has mentioned as his dream school. The son of Brandon and Deanna, Mr. Emerson, with 4 bags all the way around. That was fun to see. You guys talked a lot about rookie Shepard, and you have for quite some time. Roussel rookie Shepard out of North Las Vegas, Nevada. Faith Lutheran, a 2026 grad. As that one sails high. Rachel and Darren are his parents, and last year he played in the 12U Select Festival. This is Roussel rookie Shepard.
And Flash, we've talked a ton over the last couple days about these West hitters. It's balanced. They've got some runners, they've got some left-handed hitters, and they've got some big power bats. But I don't think we expected this against Harris. And obviously just one swing, but you can see they're kind of locked in, controlling the zone.
I tell you, when we were watching batting practice, it was the same way. You felt the kid like that, the hitter that was just there. He was prone for a good at bat, and that's what they've been thinking. So out there, they're teaching quality at bats. So be selective in your swings. Have an idea of the approach you want to take against the guy on the mound, and it looked right there like it looks just like that. His approach was, I know who I'm facing. I heard about his curveball. I know about his fastball. I'm just going to stay on the pitch and handle well. And what happened?
Yeah, and it's so exciting for me. I grew up a pitcher. That's what I got drafted as, and I've turned all my attention to hitting now. So it's just so impressive for me to see the development of these hitters, especially them identifying pitches and controlling the zone. That approach, that advanced approach. Yeah. There are guys that are physical. There are guys that have a ton of power, even at this age. Some kids are just bigger and stronger, but that advanced feel in the box and that identification of what's coming and being able to do it early has really stood out with this group in particular.
Yeah, it's something that you can't teach right away. They learn it, or they have it now, they don't.
Brendan Lewis gets his opportunity out of California, Santee, California. Danny and Kara are his parents. This is the National Player of the Year. With the runner on the move, pitch boring in on his hands. It's popped up left side, over, under, out. That one is put away. A little bit more. Danny, come on and join us again.
I had a chance to talk to Brendan yesterday, Darren, and he told me that last year he was rolling over too much. His wrists were wrapped around too tightly around the bat, so he aligned his knuckles. That led to more success, as you said, the Player of the Year. He's also done more than 5 book reports on his favorite player, his idol, Jackie Robinson, and as well as 2 guys he looks up to, his Canes teammates, rookie who just walked, and John Short, who won 2-way Player of the Year. Both of those guys motivating him to be a better player.
Good stuff, Danny. Ryan Harwood comes right in behind him in Arizona, and out of Chandler, Arizona, Castile High School, and he'll be a 2026 grad, FS 21 Stars, and GBG. A couple of his travel teams, Garcia Parra Baseball Group. A non-commit at this young age, but if you're going to ask him about his dream school, Ryan Harwood will tell you, I would love to go play for Coach Corbin at Vandy, the son of Chantel and Brandon Ryan Harwood.
How about this classic look for a Costello with an absolute strike down to second base, and a really nice play by Sheffield right there.
Yeah, went on right past the bag, kept the tag on him. You said Andrew Costello with a beautiful throw. But Grady Emerson, I hope you're loose, young man, because you got a chance to take 4 bags. And inside the park homer. Back in Oklahoma, the Perfect Game Select Festival. Danny Wexelman, Flash Gordon, Jared Goodwin, Darren Sutton. Thanks for spending time with all of us on CBS Sports Network and, of course, on Perfect Game TV as well. This is such a celebration of the sport. Cooper Schrum takes the rock and he rolls. We had some fun with him last year. He was carving up hitters, so we called him the Doctor. He has kept that as his nickname after being a part of that 12U Select Festival. Utility player, but a key right-handed pitcher. Belton High School class of 2026. A very respected travel team, Jared. He plays for the KC Crusaders. What will we see when he pitches?
Well, I got to ask you guys, being pitching guys, Is this how you draw him up right here? this type of height, this type of length, this loose, whippy arm. And he repeats these long levers so well. Kind of sink it here in the low 80s. Both the curveball and changeup I expect to see just because he does have so good a feel for all of that. And, again, that KC club he plays for has a really, really good roster. So he's competed at a very high level. I expect him to just go about this like it's another day, even though it's a pretty cool atmosphere for him.
Yeah, wonderful opportunity. Power. He deals with big power right away in Andrew Costello. And that one, a breaking ball, spins off. It sails up and over his head. Let's meet Andrew. He's out of Fairview, Pennsylvania, primary catcher, but can pitch as well. Our Lady of Peace 8th grader, plays for the Canes national team. He's got 3 siblings at home, and Craig and Terry are his parents. Again, this is a man with really big power if you make a mistake.
Yeah, this kid has been so impressive over the last couple days. I don't know if I've seen too many guys that are that strong and coordinated that can actually hold kind of their positions into launch the way he does. Most of the time when you see these guys that are already kind of developed and physical, they're a little more stiff. This kid can absolutely make adjustments and really turn his torso and develop. He just has massive power for 13U. He made this field look small multiple times over the last couple days.
Yeah, this is where you're talking about flash. This is the kind of power that we're talking about right here. Just explosive flash.
Yeah, I mean, first you check his balance. You see his balance. His body's really up underneath him. And when he gets ready to swing, he has not that much of a big load, but a short to the ball and to the point load to give his hands a chance to stay in the zone a lot longer than it normally would.
Yeah, he just tried there. He went a long way. I get it, it's foul, but watch him hold these angles and how explosive he is. Look at those hands, and he just pulls them in, keeps them above the ball. He probably swung at a ball, and that's why it's foul right there. But that is as impressive as you're going to see for a 13U kid.
Cooper Schrum rocks and rolls, arm underneath that one, and it sails high. Schrum was part, as we mentioned, of that 12U Select Festival last year as his foes in the East dugout look on. Kara and George are mom and dad of Mr. Schrum. Anna is his sis. She's 16 years old, a couple of years older.
Payoff pitch here.
Bobbled, if only for a moment, at third on across the diamond. That's a nice recovery and a very nice play. Mr. Colton Springall out there, the third baseman. Big fundraiser, the leading fundraiser, and a nice job hanging with it.
Yeah, he's got big energy, too. He did a really nice job at all 3 positions over the last couple days. Nice job of recovering, picking it up there with the bare hand and tossing it over to first base. You didn't see a lot of panic there.
Andrew Petrock, you may see some of that same casual approach as we saw out defensively at third. He's out of Pelham, Alabama. Middle infielder and can also hop up on the mound. Can play anywhere you need him on the left side of the infield. Squares that one up, hits it hard to the right side. A bolt out there to Alex Harrington, who makes the play for the out. This group, they've pulled for one another. Danny Wexelman made it clear early on. And in pulling for one another, they also competed in a record-setting $170,000 raised for PG Cares and also for the Toby Keith Foundation OK Kids Corral for the fight against pediatric cancer. Colton Crazy, raising almost $61,000. Congratulations to all these athletes. And that's the good stuff. I mean, that's the stuff that we're glad to stop and talk about as Mr. DeYoung takes the opportunity. Andrew, or Justice, I should say, the New Yorker, but that's just amazing what they were able to do, and kudos.
Absolutely, and it was so impressive as I've kind of gotten used to seeing these festival kids and the All-Americans surprise all of us with their efforts to raise money for pediatric cancer. But this group in particular, wow, that's a big number, Sut.
Yeah, it's crazy, and they cheer for one another in that. They cheer for one another in the Home Run Derby. They pull for one another when they won awards last night. Mr. Justice DeYoung had his challenges in COVID last year, folks. When you're a New Yorker and you live in the city, you know it was tough to get out and do anything. But he did it, and he did it well. This is another guy that's kind of built like the man on the mound. DeYoung, long, lean. He'll pitch. He'll go to Poly Prep Country Day School and dreams of going to Duke someday. Lily and Shu are his parents. Justice DeYoung.
Another kid that's pretty polished for for his age. And again, I don't want to throw that polished word out too much, Sut, but he really stands in. Flash mentioned the balance. This kid stays balanced. He has power to all fields. The right center gap, he can drive just as well as the left center gap. And when he gets those hands extended, that left field wall is small in a hurry.
Yeah, he put on a good display in batting practice of like he had a similar or an idea what he wanted to do in the batting cage, not pull yet, kick a couple balls up the middle, had a plan.
Yeah, he actually came in and widened out and anchored those feet and just worked his hands.
Yep.
And there he goes.
Like that. Well done, you two. That's a base hit to left field. The feet were spread out, and it's as you were predicting. He used strictly hands there, and they whipped through the zone.
Yeah, look at how well he takes this elevated pitch and keeps the hands on top of this pitch and is able to drive it. Most young hitters are going to get that barrel underneath that ball and hit a pop up to the infield, but Justice is just a touch stronger than most people you're going to see at this age, and you can see him really work that barrel above the baseball to hit a line drive into left field.
Yeldelkis Quevedo out of Hialeah, Florida. Up next, Edison Private School 8th grader. Kane Stats, South Carolina, his travel team.
Yeldelkis had some of the longest home runs I got to see all spring. Play a lot at the Boomba Sports Complex there in Sanford, and one weekend he hit a ball that almost went to the airport, which is 100 feet beyond the short porch there in left field. So I have seen this guy do some special things. Another advanced hitter, but right-handed powers the game here.
And he's a wonderful rider, and I'll expound upon a moment very similar that he experienced to what Jared's talking about, if he allows us. These are his own words. My most memorable baseball moment, says Yeldelkis, I went to a PG event in Fort Myers. I hit a homer that was 450 feet in JetBlue Park. I was excited because I didn't know if it was gone, because it's a big park. But I saw the blue call it a homer. I started screaming. And I heard my family screaming as well, because it was a special moment for my family and me. That's my memorable baseball moment.
He actually works out at a place down south that has a number of big league hitters that work out there. So he's not none of this a surprise for him. This isn't too big of a stage. You can see him already working a 3-ball count here, but he sees how the big leaguers go about it, gets the barrel out even though it's a 3-ball count, and drives one into left.
Yeah, Mr. Short puts it away out there. John Short out of California. Dr. Schrum making a house call.
Hi, I'm Junior Spivey, manager of the West Squad. We're going to win this event because we are the best looking team in this event. And not only that, we have the best talent and we have the best arms. We're going to bring it. We are the best. The best sets in the West.
I love it. The best looking team wins, according to the very fit and slender. Looks like he could still play. Looked really best looking in his suit last night, Junior Spivey. Denton Lord is on the mound. He will deal with Spivey's West team. I kind of like that science. looking good, feeling good, playing good. Ryan Harwood is first. Harwood out of Chandler, Arizona. Speaking of him, just a moment ago, he gets a chance to hit now. And so we see Harwood. He'll be followed by Alex Harrington and Bo Peterson. As Denton Lord out of Marianna, Florida, pitcher, first baseman, third baseman. Wow factor, his travel team. Jansen and Marcy are his parents, and Ellery, his younger sis, who is 10 years old. Denton Lord, right-hander.
Yeah, and you can see some of these kids already showing what they're capable of with Grady Emerson and C.J. Sampson and Justice DeYoung. And I do want to give a shout-out to Jeremy Brown, who is missing his first festival here with the arrival of he and his wife Kate's son Finn, and he is experiencing some serious FOMO not being here, Sut. But I did just want to say what a great job he did. We had almost 30% of former festival alumni make the All-American game, and that's just great scouting by him, and he's a great friend. So I did want to say hello and congratulations to him and his wife Kate at home.
Yeah, it's a great mention, and congratulations to H. It's a Jeremy with an H, and that's why we call him that. And it's a lot of his research that you will hear, and it's a lot of his thoughts that we will pass along. And as you said, he's like you, irreplaceable in your scouting knowledge, and we appreciate you pinch hitting for him.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate being here, but I am ready for him to get back. He works absolutely too hard to not be here, but he is doing very well being a dad. And we've got a great little battle right here with Lord and Harwood going on. This is power on power. Nice footwork right there in the middle. Deion Cole throwing it over to record an out. But that was a great little battle right there. We've got a 6'5" right-handed pitcher that's coming in that can peak in the mid-80s. And Harwood obviously physical and really has power in that left-handed bat.
Harwood is followed by Alex Harrington. But down below, Danny Wexelman wants to talk a little bit about that inside the Parker. D?
I have the man of the game so far right now, Grady Emerson. What did you see and how good did that feel?
Oh, man, that felt so good. I saw a fastball low and inside from a great pitcher, and I just thought attack it here and you might get extra bases. And, barrel, just perfect over the second baseman. I felt it was probably my best hit of probably this whole entire Select Fest so far.
Last year, Grady, you did the 12U Perfect Game Select Fest. How have you grown? We've seen the power, but how else have you grown?
I've definitely grown on my mental side. I felt like last year I was not really strong there. I was struggling whenever I got out or didn't get the execution I really wanted. But this year I definitely feel like, okay, it's a game, I'm supposed to be having fun. I know there could be some pressure, but I just need to release that and just hang out with my family.
These guys are your family. I appreciate you, Grady, so much.
No, thank you for having me.
Darren.
Danny, good stuff. Alex Harrington hits. He's out of San Diego, California. He dreams of Stanford someday. Our Rawlings home run of the game, all the way around he went. Breaking ball, dots the outside corner. We'll get to know Alex a little bit more, like the journey of his dad, Kyle, and, of course, Mom, and the fact that his brother and sister are here. Brother playing in the game, and his sister, Vienna, they're triplets. That's a pretty breaking ball from Lord.
That's a great breaking ball. That's what you call a dewdrop in. He threw that pitch really good. Didn't change anything to his approach. There still, he stayed on top of the rubber, didn't leak out before his arm and body would catch up. He stays behind the ball very well. That's a quality breaking ball.
Bo Peterson goes after the first pitch, puts it on the ground, rolls it off to the right side. Manny Lantigua, the Gold Glove winner last night, puts that one into the books. 4-3, 13U Select Festival.
Hi, I'm Homer Bush, manager of the East Squad. I think my team is going to win because players in the East, they're built different. You saw what happened in the All-American. Hi, I'm Homer Bush, manager of the East squad. I think my team is going to win because players in the East, they're built different. You saw what happened in the All-American game in San Diego. We're going to continue the trend here at this event, and we're going to knock it out of the park.
All right. Okay. I got you. Comparing it to the big boys, the All-American Classic. This is Ethan Trahan on that West squad. Thank you very much, Mr. Bush. The F-21 Stars, his travel team, and Ethan Trahan out of Scottsdale Desert Shadows Middle School. An 8th grader, also plays for the ZT Prospects. Dreams of going to Vanderbilt someday. Noel is his dad, and Jackie, his mom. His brother is Jackson, who is 18 years old, and his grandfather on dad's side played hoops at Texas as we battle here in Oklahoma. What do we know, gentlemen, about the talented left-hander Ethan Trahan?
Well, first, as I told you, I love the hitters, and he's got a nice little swing. There's some power in there, really explodes those hands through contact, but he is that guy, that kind of classic lefty that can attack with a fastball and then really sells that changeup. He turns it over well and gets really good fade on the pitch. A lot of times he just throws that to righties, but it's so good that if he wants to throw it to lefties, he can do that too.
Yeah, I've seen him time to time before. Even the guys that you think can actually put on a better bat against him, he just mixed his pitches. He stayed within himself, and it's almost like as if he was pitching and they were just up there trying to find ways to get a hit, and he beat him every time. Just always ahead of the game, knew when to throw his breaking ball when he needed for an out, but also powered the fastball upstairs too for a strikeout.
Yeah, no question. And that if he gets that changeup going here, it could be a quick inning.
Meet Cody Goff, his foe. The right-handed hitter takes high out of Boynton Beach, Florida, primarily a catcher. And a young man who's been active at PG events at the PG World Series, at the Showcase as well. Corey and Candy are his parents, as he has a nice swing, fouls it back to the screen. But you may know him when you think of that last name if you follow other sports. If you're aware of Coco Gauff, one of the top players on the globe, she is active. As a matter of fact, first round U.S. Open, getting ready to go to work against Miss Lynette, and that one is lifted to the right side. Pretty good swing that side. I don't know if that's a full-blown topspin lob. A little bit more. D-Wex, what do you have? I'm not hearing Danny, but we'll get back to her with her further thoughts on Cody Goff. That's going to be a lot of fun to have that experience to lean on.
Yeah, Dion Lewis right there making that catch, ranged over to the line. He's typically an infielder, but so athletic. He made that look pretty easy. And I get it, kind of a routine pop-up, but when you played shortstop all summer, you're just showing some athleticism right there.
Manny Lantigua. Emmanuel takes the opportunity as the West team peers over that rail at the dugout. Nobody sits in this event. Manny out of Boca Raton, Florida, as that one is high. Oakley Spikes, Florida Pokers, a couple of his travel teams. Manuel, his dad, Alexandra, his mom. We got to meet the family last night. Is his glove that good? Is it that good?
It's that good. It's so smooth, and the arm is what really separates him, especially at this age, where a lot of focus is really on the fundamentals, making sure their feet are under them, getting in the cage, making sure we're developing the bat. So the arm is sometimes the last thing to develop here, and he gets rid of it so quickly and gets on top of the throws, and you can see it. If he gets a chance to get in that 6-hole and let one go, you're really going to see something special at this age, and we will see it on the mound. He should run his fastball, in the low 80s, and he's actually got a really tight slider that has some depth. So we'll get to see that arm strength, but I'd really like to see it from the infield if he gets that chance.
Trahan with a heck of a breaking ball a moment ago, and now he goes from breaking ball down and in flash to elevated fastball up and away.
Yeah, that makes every pitching coach I know excited. And every time you see stuff like this, you're willing to see that some young kids right now, they're starting to take that step to journeys of understanding what their talents would be. How to use their fastball up in the zone to get their breaking ball low. It's just changing the eye levels. And when you do that, you can get strikeouts in the dirt. You can go fastballs up. It does so much for a young player.
Jaden Earl Stroman takes the first pitch. That one dives down and away at 78 miles an hour. He can pitch some, but he is best suited in the middle of the infield. He's out of Medford, New York, Stony Brook Prep School. As he swings it again, that back foot really wicked breaking ball, gets a whiff. Earl is dad, Michaela is mom, and of course you know brother Marcus Stroman, New York Mets right-handed pitcher. This is Jay, as his friends call him.
Yeah, and let's go back to that breaking ball. To be able to locate that pitch twice in a row at this age to that back foot, and then you're going to see it right here. This is impressive. Obviously that one's in the dirt. The pitch before really got to that back foot, and then being able to run that fastball up, that overlay for a hitter is just almost impossible to hit for a 13-year-old. And really, the entire levels you're going to go up. If you can do that, and you can go top to bottom, and then you can go east to west, it's going to be really, really easy innings, as it looks like he had an easy one here.
Yeah, he did. He knocks it down. He goes 1, 2, 3. He did impress with that breaking ball, then elevated fastball. Arizona's in the house. Outstanding job of the left-hander they call Big Smooth. Nicholas Bradley is getting loose at the Select Festival, but we want to talk about the outing guys of Denton Lord. He got up to 83, 84 miles an hour. I know you had a few further thoughts on his outing.
Yeah, I was talking to Flash just about how impressive it was. He was able to kind of mix two pitches there and really hammer that outer half. But we were talking about just how hard it was to match that plane, that 6'5" and long release right there.
Well, what happens when you see a kid polished like he is? He's doing a lot of pitching stuff. He's getting mound work. He's getting simulation work. He's doing the little things to translate really into a pitcher that his levels of understanding it, it's off the charts in regards to us being evaluators and scouts, because we're seeing him develop every single time we see him. You know, not just he's just using his downhill plane, but now he's picking up that 2 or 3 extra miles an hour in his fastball. And what that does for his breaking ball, it gives him that much more depth and that much more speed off the breaking ball to keep hitters safe, keep them sane, keep them from guessing. And then he throws that changeup in there, and that makes this 82 mile an hour fastball look like 85 because of his height.
He'll follow up, Nick Bradley will follow up Mr. Lord out of Clark Summits, Pennsylvania. You saw him warming a moment ago. He's a third baseman and a catcher as well, but this is a man who dreams of North Carolina or Vanderbilt. Jennifer and Josh are his parents, and he'll face John Short. Short, quite popular with his teammates, makes them smile, has a good time, you know, proud of what may be one of the best haircuts at this event. Shorty is out of Anaheim, California, and the first pitch he takes is just a little bit low and off the plate. The young man who plays for the Texas Canes Elite, Vanessa and John, are his parents, and Mr. Short has gotten some good big league teaching, as David Fletcher, who's kind of a grinder with the Angels, has worked with him. Dom Fletcher, who obviously is his younger brother in the Diamondbacks organization, he's been able to work out with those guys, especially during the pandemic.
Yeah, and he unloaded on a ball yesterday during the scrimmage, banged it off the left field wall, thought it was gone off the bat. He's definitely the guy that kind of keeps the clubhouses loose here. But when he steps in that box, you're going to see full compete mode here.
The right-hander rocks and rolls. Good life on that one, in under the hands. 85 miles an hour. 85 miles an hour. I mean, this is a 13-year-old, Flash.
Yeah, I mean, you look at where he gets on the mound. He has a very good, solid rhythm. His hands break at the same point of attack every single time, which gives you that chance to be consistent. And down the hill he goes. With the breaking ball, has quality depth, big spin. I mean, it's fastball. If once he gets a little older and he understands the location of that fastball a little bit more, he's going to be tougher to hit.
And I wanted to mention something here as we kind of switch gears. With short hitting with the Fletchers, okay? What a circle this is to see somebody in the 13U Select Fest that is getting mentored by a former Perfect Game All-American, 2015 Dominic Fletcher. It's just such a cool circle that we're seeing with some of these Perfect Game alums that played at a high level in college. We're high-level draft picks now giving back and teaching the next tier, okay? Those next guys that are going to come.
Yeah, this one he just flew open, and that front side was gone. The right arm couldn't catch up. I love your point, Jared. And if you're going to learn from somebody, learn from those two guys. You want to hit in this game. It may hurt, but I think what hurts more than anything is you want to hit.
Yeah, there's no question, especially with what he did when we weren't on broadcast yesterday. But he'll take the base, and don't be surprised just with how high energy he is if he doesn't try to go and swipe a bag here.
Shorty does take the lead at first to get to know Josiah Andrade. You were right on the mark. He slides in, pops the tag down, and he's under what was a very nice and accurate throw. Andrew Costello's caught the first 3 innings. He remains behind the plate. But the moment he had a chance, Jared, he was gone.
Yeah, and I mentioned it just before. Obviously a high-energy play. Good job sliding the back into that bag, but really nice job right here by Stroman as well, being able to pick that ball and quickly get that tag down for a bang-bang play. But like I said, he's just such a savvy baseball player that Short is, and really high energy. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him try to go again and try to manufacture a run with his legs.
Andrade in the back of the box, slightly open stance, only a bit, out of Yucaipa, California, as he fouls that one off to the right side. A real growing group, ZT Elite. He plays for ZT Elite Nava, his travel team. Last year he won the 12U Home Run Derby at a PG Series event at JetBlue Park. He lists that as one of his favorite PG events he's been able to be a part of. Jessica and Josh are his parents, and his brother Jordan is at UNLV, and of course a very respected Perfect Game alum in his own right.
Yeah, absolutely. His brother was a really good player as well, and he's really gonna carve his own path out as well. He can hit. He's definitely a guy that's got some advanced feel behind the plate, and he's not the tallest kid, but there is some power in this right-handed bat.
Runner on his way to third. Shorty will have to head back as that one is fouled off.
Yeah, John Short, I told you, is really looking to make something happen here. Getting hit by that pitch, stealing second base, and then getting another good jump. What looks like would have been another stolen base. So if he gets the chance, we see that we're a little slow to the plate right here with Bradley. He's gonna continue to, I think, push the gas pedal.
Takes a step off. Andrade is very proud of his grandfathers. As a matter of fact, he says Dave, a.k.a. Papa Lefty, has supported me in everything that he does. Successful businessman running a family-owned sporting goods store that was passed down for generations. Hardworking. He's tossed me a ton. And speaking of tossing, and a good hitting teacher, BP guy, Andrade, and his grandfather, since he was 6 years old, working with him as well. Looks like that thumb's a little tweaked from the swing, huh?
Yeah, it looks like he took a hack and might have popped this thing out. Let me say this while we have the opportunity right here as the trainer's working on him. The entire staff here at Oklahoma has been fantastic. You see what's going on right now, getting tended to, in an unfortunate situation. But I did want to mention that this has been so much fun, and they've given these kids and the parents such a good opportunity to come out here and experience a first-class event. Okay, and it really goes back to just what's been going on with the support staff, including the training staff. Here's this swing again, and you can see him grimace right there as he kind of came through, and looked like he just kind of over rotated right there, and that bat rolled through. hoping it's nothing more than just kind of popping that thumb just a little bit, but he's still getting worked on down here.
Yeah, he talked about his grandfather, Henry, who's been his hitting coach since he was 6 years old, and his other grandfather, Dave, who has supported him in everything he's done. He said, my grandpas are the reason I play. As Junior Spivey looks on, he is his skipper. And these young men, because of the pandemic, didn't get out as much last year, especially if you're a Californian or in the Northeast, unable to get out and do
I hear you now.
And certainly it's been a challenge. Middle of the country athletes maybe a little bit more, but they all feel like they know each other very, very well.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the coolest parts about what's going on within Perfect Game. All of the major events that these kids are playing in, they're starting to meet each other. I mean, the West Coast guys and the East Coast guys are coming up, giving each other hugs, and a lot of that has to do with just them going and competing at a high level at all these events, and being able to contact each other via social media and support each other. I think that's been one of the things that I've enjoyed most about this event at the 13U Select Fest, is seeing all these kids actually cheer for each other. They want each other to do well. You know, when Brendan Lewis got his Player of the Year trophy last night, he was mobbed by both the East and the West, and it's just so good to see all of these guys truly supporting each other.
Well, we'll keep an eye on Andrade and hope that he's okay, able to take some aggressive hacks. He's got John Short, an aggressive runner out there at second base, and he'll catch his breath for just one more moment.
You can see him kind of choking up on the bat right here, too. I think he is feeling a little pain, but kind of love the toughness. And then look what happens.
Shot. Stroman up with it. Long throw across the diamond. Incredible play out there at shortstop. He went as far as he could go, popped up quickly with it. That's Jaden Stroman.
And, man, the funny part is, look at this, as great job by Andrade, toughing this out, finding this barrel, but Stroman going to his backhand and sliding, spinning, and then throwing it across. And it was funny, as we were taking infield, outfield, we literally talked about the turf, using the turf as your friend when this happens. And he gives a nice long hop over to first base to Denton Lord. Wow, what an unbelievable play by the younger Stroman. And what did he say, Sut, that we love, that he wanted to, I can't
create his own shadow.
Wanted to create his own shadow. He keeps doing that. I think he might.
Yeah, Jack is up next. An opportunity for Jack Armijo to hit. And the young man who plays for the MVP Hustle dreams of Miami or Oregon State. Steve and Jennifer are Jack's parents. And Steven is his older brother, Adriana, his older sister. And he drives that one deep right field toward the wall. That one goes. Tracking play made on the track. Nice job hauling that one in. Quevedo went an awful long way, but that will play to run for the West squad.
Yeah, great play right there by Quevedo. But I got to tell you, Jack Armijo right here unloads on this ball. And the funny part is, he made a bunch of jokes when he first got here about being a PO, and you go out and see him swing and you're like, hey, let's not put down that bat so quickly, and that's not to take away what he can do on the mound.
Right. And he brings that up every now and then. Sometimes they think I'm a PO.
Yeah.
Say, well, just keep swinging the bat. Somebody will notice that, and that swing right there, people take notice of that.
Yeah, no question. He did think he got all of this ball flashes. He kind of flips this bat thinking he might have got it. We're at a pretty big field here, you know, but nevertheless, he drove that ball a long way. You can see the hand speed right there. It's an impressive swing, and he got the run home.
Bubba Coleman's an Arizonan. He's out of Tolleson, Arizona. Legacy is his school. He's an 8th grader. Glenn and Lisa are his parents. They are very involved in development at the amateur baseball level through the years. The RBI program. Dad had time in the major leagues as that one sails high, and his mom, a professional soccer player in Norway. And during his time, Bubba has certainly earned his baseball stripes by volunteering at RBI baseball events for those who might not otherwise be able to play. Bubba Coleman comes up empty, 2-2.
He's one of the famous kids on the circuit as well. There's not many tournaments that he misses. I mean, he'll pick up and play with anybody, and he's not one of the guys. I mean, he plays for the Canes, you know, and that's who he competes with in a lot of the national tournaments, at least this year. But he will go out and play, and I love that about him. I mean, he doesn't want to miss anything. He wants to play every single day, and he can do it at a high level. I mean, I've seen some power in the bat. I've seen him adjust with 2 strikes and go the other way, and he's as sure-handed as it gets at this level at shortstop.
Costello doing yeoman's work still behind home plate, working with his battery mate, the son of Josh and Jennifer, Nicholas Bradley, as we said, out of Clark Summit, Pennsylvania. Good cut to that fastball, a little bit too much. 83 miles an hour. Down goes Bubba Coleman here in Oklahoma at Perfect Games 13U Select Festival. The valiant fight against pediatric cancer is part one of the PG Cares Foundation. Part two is the give back and rising those who may not be able to take part in athletics, may not in their communities be able to have a glove or a bat or a ball. Perfect Game Cares taking the sport where it's needed most. And obviously, as we've mentioned through the years, being able to spend time at children's hospitals, a little bit more careful through the pandemic of 20 and 21, but still the touch and feel. And for this group, the largest fundraising group ever in the history of any of these All-American Classics or Perfect Game Select Festival events. As we were talking about him as an active hitter and an aggressive athlete, worked with the Fletcher brothers, Dominic PG All-American. He's going to hop up on the mound and pitch. He'll head to Cypress High School when he is ready to be there. John Short out of Southern California, the pitcher this time, Jared.
Yeah, and we've talked about him, what he can do offensively and what he could do on the base pass. And you're going to see that kind of baseball IQ, that kind of versatility on the mound. Typically, every time out, he's going to really attack to that glove side, more than capable on the mound as he is in the right-handed batter's box. And it's one of those things where you could see him being a legitimate two-way guy the entire way up just because of that right-handed power in the box and also what looks to be, as he develops, right-handed power in the arm.
Carson Quillen is a catcher, but again, very versatile, can play a lot of spots. He's out of Greenville, Tennessee. That Canes national team is his team, as that one sails high, 81 miles an hour. Carson, his mom is Holly, dad is Josh, and older brother is Brady Quinlan.
He's another one. He was in the home run derby finals. Obviously, you can see there's some strength in that frame. Really gets that bat extended and exploded balls out of here on Friday night. Did a good job of barreling a ton of balls in the home run derby final today, too. So obvious power even for a 13-year-old.
Quillen comes up empty at 81 miles an hour. Some late spin as that one jumps in the zone. He's a good student, we know that. A 3.985 GPA in middle school. He's a football player. Flash, you can relate. Plays multiple sports, certainly. Track, wrestling, all part of his resume. Flash, you were a guy that played multiple sports for as long as you could. As a matter of fact, had a chance, if you wanted to go play football at Oklahoma State. Every athlete's different, but do you like it when the young men are playing multiple sports?
I do. I like it because I think it gives them other things to work on. I think the basketball sometimes plays a part in that with your hand and feet coordination. Football plays their part in getting you stronger with some of the drills and athletic things that they do. And, of course, it's still the same way pitching.
Bubba Coleman makes a nice play. Let's get it on down to Danny Wexelman with the conversation with Homer Bush. Danny?
Darren, Thank you so much. I have the manager of the East team, Homer, 7-year Major League vet. Look how much fun you're having. You got this big smile on your face. I want to talk about that play Jaden Stroman just made in the last inning, something you're familiar with, dazzling defense. How impressed are you by him and his team?
You know, I thought the play was fantastic, but the self-awareness, since the ball was taking him away from the infield, to one-hop it over here as opposed to trying to airmail it in the seats, trying to get it here in the air. So all-around good play, but just the self-awareness was pretty impressive.
You've spent a couple of days with these guys. What impresses you most about these 13-year-old kids who can crush?
Yeah, speaking of crush, my guy just left the yard, so no, I didn't get out. But just fine young men, and that's the thing that I've been saying for the last couple of days. This event is wonderful, but it does so much more for them when they're trying to become a whole player, right? So,
Flash,
there's so much to take away from this weekend other than just baseball. And these young men have just, they've rallied around one another. They're having a great time, and they don't seem to be fazed by the pressure.
Homer, thank you. Darren, I'm going to let you get back to that.
Yeah, outstanding stuff. That's Christian Sheffield, of course, the son of slugger Gary Sheffield. Christian Sheffield, guys, inches away from hitting a home run. Inches away.
Yeah, he took a good swing. I was telling him yesterday, he said, Coach, how was I swinging the bat? I said, man, you've been swinging the bat fine. Stay within yourself. Didn't try to do too much. He has a lot of tool sets. He has a lot of great things that he does. He has a little bit of his daddy's flair, which is good. But Christian's after baseball. He wants to play every single day and prove that he can be out there on the diamond and someday go pro ball.
The crazy part about that swing right there is how he kept that ball fair. That ball was down and in, and the majority of this age is going to hook that ball foul, even if they hit it a ton. For him to be able to keep his hands in and pull that ball without hooking it and keep it fair was just as impressive as it was of just the sheer distance.
I agree.
He's in scoring position for Kevin Roberts. And Roberts, as we take a look one more time at the swing.
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, he almost goes down to a knee to keep that aligned, and that's how he's able to keep those hands back. He got a vertical bat instead of getting across his body, and that's how he avoided that hook. I mean, a really, really good high finish right there. That's a super impressive swing.
Well, I've always said this. One thing about Pops, he has some quick hands, and as you see with Christian, he has those hands at the same time. He's starting to develop a better swing in regards to keeping the bat in the zone a little bit longer.
Yeah, there's the career of Gary Sheffield. We hope to hear from him a little bit later. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Look forward to when that occurs. 9-time All-Star, 500 home runs. That one sails high and inside. With the runner at third, there was a balk a moment ago. Allow us to tell you a little bit about Kevin Roberts. As we mentioned, from Mississippi, his school, West School, but he's been a part of some pretty cool things with MLB's Breakthrough Series, the MLB Youth Academy, and for him, being a part of the Hank Aaron Invitational, also key in the journey of Kevin Roberts as he goes down, the son of Shanice and Kevin on strikes that time.
Short comes in right here, and again, I talked about him just attacking to that glove side. You can see that short arm action. The ball kind of explodes out of his hands and looked like a nice four seam with a little bit of carry there, Flash.
Yeah, what I like about him is he stays compact, didn't try to overthrow, his easy effort coming out of his hand. And when he lets it go, everything comes from that same plane.
Yeah, and we're looking at him one pitch away from getting out of this inning after the double off the wall and then the balk. Really good to get Roberts there, and he just continues to attack this zone.
82 miles an hour on that last pitch. This is Kevin Bruno out of Cotuí in the Dominican Republic. Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. As that one buried in on his hands. Clutch Prospects, his travel team. 2019 Pan American. In Colombia, he won a silver medal with the Dominican Republic team. Kelvin and Sylvia are his parents. Excited to have him here. 6 Most Valuable Player awards in various events in the Dominican Republic.
And you can see he's not close to being developed, but this guy can absolutely pick it, and we should see that later in the game.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing that. Meantime, Shorty, call him anytime. He'll arrive on time.
Hold on, I'm coming. How's the ball hit today? Oh, I just missed it. What do you mean, bro? Are we out? Can't believe that kid backflipped when he hit the line back. No way he backflipped.
The Perfect Game Select Festival on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by G-Form. Baseball guards so comfortable you'll forget they're even there. Stay in the zone and make your moment in G-Form baseball guards. G-Form, made for the moment. By Yeti, proud partner of the Perfect Game Select Fest. And by Oakley, proud partner of the Perfect Game Select Fest.
Beautiful Oklahoma. Jack Ryan takes the rock and he rolls for that East squad. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio, an uncommitted athlete, pitcher, but also a quarter infielder as well. He is the son of Sue and Mark. Colton Springall will be his first foe, the young man out of Las Vegas. And Colton, and the left side of that batter's box gets comfortable. Bishop Gorman, Faith Lutheran. When you talk about Colton's schools, and he dreams of someday being a Texas Longhorn, Mr. Springall does.
Yeah, and there's a lot to like in this left-handed bat. We talked about his versatility when, knocked that ball down at third and didn't panic, threw it across. But it's the left-handed swing that really gets you excited. The hands really work. He kind of gets around that spine. It's a direct path, and the vertical bat is going to really let him have the ability to drive balls to both gaps with some backspin here. You can see, and just like so many of these guys this age, that high waist, the long, skinny legs, he's going to fill this body out, and these singles that are kind of smoked low are going to turn into doubles and finally turn into home runs. That's just the type of ability that he has. The bat-to-ball skills stand out, obviously, now, but the ability that he's going to have to really drive balls and lift as he gets stronger, he just makes him completely exciting.
He's been able to have tutelage from Bryce Harper, a PG All-American. Danny Wexelman standing by with Junior Spivey. D?
The coach of the West team, you are up right now in this game, Junior, and you're an all-star. You're a hometown kid. This is your hometown. How happy are you to be back here and managing this team?
I'm very happy. It's a good group of guys, and here we are in Norman, Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma, where I wanted to go to school. Growing up, that's all I wanted to do is come to this school and star in football, basketball, baseball. So it's great to be here, and I'm just happy to be able to manage these guys.
You spend so much time with every single age group, but what impresses you most about these guys?
Their baseball IQ, I think, and their just overall development is off the charts. For see 13-year-olds like this and playing a lot of baseball and understand the game and have an idea, I think the game is in good hands with the future of these kids coming through. So it's exciting.
Junior, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Every time Danny does an interview, a ball goes to the wall. Just book it. That one's crushed into left field. Hurrying on around. It's a couple of bases. That's one of the twins, but that's Hunter. Hunter leaned on one. Hunter Harrington, his nickname Balloon. He put a balloon on that one and sent it for a ride. A beautiful swing.
Yeah, you can see him. He does a nice job of really relaxing this load. He's that guy that has kind of that deep load, and as long as he does it early and on time, you can see the type of ability he has when he gets those hands extended. Really good job of timing that pitcher and getting his process started.
Nico Penato waves over the top of that one. Boy, it's been fun to get to know him over the last couple of years out of Santa Maria in California. This is a young man who can catch. Obviously will pitch if you need him to. St. Joseph High School is his destination, and he hopes maybe UCLA may be his next destination someday. Or Vandy, Coach John Savage, Coach Corbin. And he knows that his destination was the right place to be when his brother Austin returned home and surprised him. And there was some special moments. I think shocked all of us. We'll share it with you when we have an opportunity in just a bit, and you'll understand why it was so touching, as from the left side has a slightly open stance. They've got him hung out to dry.
He's a guy I got to see early in the spring, and what stood out was his advanced feel for the overall game. I actually saw him on the middle infield before he started catching, as a really nice job for guys that don't play with each other a lot to go through that rundown right there. And a little more on Nico.
Well, the cool thing about Austin coming in is that Nico, as you said, Jared, didn't know he was coming. This is at the home hotel inside the playroom, if you will, where the guys gathered, and he surprised his brother. Guys, how cool was this?
This was an unbelievable moment. I mean, just spectacular. To get to witness this and see the real emotion. I mean, what's better than that at an event like this? It's. I mean, I'm almost getting back in my feels right now, Flash.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I tell you, that was very touching. It was beautiful to see that happen here at one of our events with one of the kids playing, and as you can see, the little brother was just amazed and happy to have his brother home.
Jack Ryan, soy sauce, outstanding on the bump. The right-hander, the pride of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Vamos fucking shit.
Longtime Major Leaguer Tom Flash Gordon, Danny Wexelman down in the dugouts, Jared Goodwin, Perfect Games National Cross-Checker, and I'm Darren Sutton. Glad to have you with us at Perfect Games 13U Select Festival. This is Bo Peterson. He's from Shawnee, Kansas. He catches, he plays third, but he also pitches as well. As we mentioned, a part of that very talented KC Crusaders travel team. Luke Sabers, one of the coaches there. Casey Wigman is the other. And he dreams of being a Cornhusker someday. He'd love to play for Nebraska.
He's actually committed to Nebraska, so that's a good thing. Early commitment, obviously, here, and here's why. You're going to see this right here. He is about to go full throttle at these hitters. He wants to get the ball. He wants to go, and he is trying to absolutely throw the mess out of this. It's not necessarily a high-effort delivery, anything like that, but you can see there's intent with this. And as we talk about with a lot of these guys at this age, in their two-way ability, I don't know if pitching is necessarily going to be his future, such as we saw this guy's left-handed power, his ability behind the plate, obviously a premium position, but he's able to torque kind of that midsection and explode with those hips better than most people we're ever going to see at this age. And he's just been absolutely impressive, so I'm really excited to see this KC Crusader get on the mound.
He works against a man who took the rock early on as a starting pitcher, Braden Harris. As Harris from the right side takes a fastball at 83 miles an hour. Harris, by the way, in his resume at Perfect Game events has been strong. 12U first-team PG All-American hitter. Then 2 MV pitchers, one of them at the BCS National Championship as he flips that one into the seats, 1-1.
Yeah, and again, a guy that I get to see all spring, and we've already got to see how impressive he is on the mound today. He swings the bat really well, and I think if Peterson misses here, we can see the type of right-handed power he has, but makes a good pitch there to get him to ground out to second.
Yeah, he did. He took a breaking ball in on his hands and just let it travel deep. Ended up to the right side, little ground ball that Colton Springall, the birthday boy, turned into an out.
And I can tell you right there, as you look at that delivery, it's sound. He gives himself a chance to have his arm and his body work fluid. Good breaking ball down and away. With good fastball there, he has pitchability.
Yeah, there's no question. And I just love the pace. You know, him being behind the plate, I'm sure plays into that a little bit. And you can see him taking the rock and getting it, just throwing downhill, throwing with intent, and getting another quick out there.
And that's all you ask for your pitcher. Hey, if there's anything that we can help you with from sideline to sideline, just take a look. But, hey, pitch, get ahead of the hitters. Throw strikes early. Commit them to swinging in. And you commit to contact, because what's happening now is you're throwing the good pitches that you need to. You're also going to get those strikeouts and punch outs later in the count.
We saw Jack Ryan pitch earlier, pitch well. He pops that one up to the left side and puts that one into the glove of Eli Willits, the Oklahoma-born and raised third baseman. Now Nicholas Bradley hits. He takes his assignment and goes to work against Bo Peterson. Nick, who pitched earlier out of Clark Summit, Pennsylvania. He takes a breaking ball that skips in there.
Yeah, and he's been impressive during all the workouts as well. He's really controlled the barrel. He's got a little twitch in the wrist. Looks to really pull with intent. So I'm really impressed with him too on both sides of the ball.
Bradley holds that back behind his body. It's a bouncing ball to Willits at third. He's going to play an in-between hop. That's almost a no-play because you could see him deciding what to do. What do you do? That's a turf single with a tough play for Willits.
No question. That's the only play he had. He had to come up and make a really tough play. And you can see he made the right decision. If this ball bounces again, you're not even throwing it. So he realized that. He really makes a good decision to accelerate in, and that top spin right here is going to be really tough on any level of baseball, but it is the right decision there. That's the only play he had.
You guys were lifting up the work of Denton Lord as a pitcher. We get to see him hit for the first time. In the classroom, he really grinds it and enjoys science. That's his most fascinating and intriguing study, learning how the body works, how the world works, and he really is striving to grow in that area. As far as favorite players, he loves the Padres' Manny Machado. Now, Machado, as a very, very young man, had that long, lean frame. Now is broad and strong, but that's a guy that he watches a lot, Manny Machado.
That's an interesting favorite player for a guy.
I thought so.
Yeah, for a guy like this, typically your favorite players end up being the position you play. You know, kind of guys that are similar to you or you model your game after. But Lord, obviously being a third baseman, first baseman when he's not pitching, but that's kind of a unique favorite player there.
I thought so. He pulled the hands in. Another chance for Willits. Tries to recover. Has time. Fires in time for the out. Did a nice job putting it right back together. Jack Armijo waited on him. He got it there. This is the 13U PG Select Fest.
Welcome back. The West leads the East here at the 13U Perfect Game Select Fest 2-0. Manny Lantigua on the mound for the East team, and I had a lengthy conversation with him yesterday, Darren, about his mom, Alexandra, his role model and the impact that she's had on him. He told me she's an extremely hard worker. And also, we saw Manny Lantigua at the 14U showcase. I said, what is the motivation behind doing that? You are younger than these guys. He said, I wanted to know how he stacked up. I met older guys, and he also told me he learned he's got to work on his off-speed pitching and hitting that. Both parents born in the Dominican Republic, but Manny born in Brooklyn, New York. Darren.
Yeah, it's great stuff. And taking on an older showcase, his self-scouting report, and I quote, guys, I consider that I have great hands on the field, great arm speed for my age. I can pick it up with my glove. I move well through the ball. I can make some plays and get to some balls that most can't. I'm blessed with my arm. Sometimes coaches, they start celebrating, and then I'm safe. And there I go with my throw, and nope, you're not safe. Out by a mile. He's proud of his arm. How does that arm translate into pitching, guys?
This spring I saw him, he actually pitched a ton of stress-filled innings. He was the guy in the one-run game late that would have to come in and get those last 3 or 4 outs, sometimes coming right from shortstop to go to the mound. And he relies on that big fastball that I think is going to continue to progress, obviously, with maturity and as he fills out. But it was the breaking ball that sometimes would be the difference maker. And it's actually a pitch that shows some depth, ran it into the low 70s, which is really good for this age. So it is a two-way, definitely a two-way future for this kid. But I would agree with him. It's the arm that you go, wow.
Shane Parker is his foe. Slightly open stance. Great athletic family as that one sails behind his back as he manages to get out of the way. When I say athletic, his mom is Nia, stepdad is Rob, and his dad actually played college baseball at Alcorn State, and his brother still plays. His brother Jar, 5th year of college at Grambling State, playing baseball, all SWAC first team as a freshman. So he's got an older brother who he can talk to, learn a little bit about the game. Shuffling on across the diamond to play. They get him that time. Coming up with it quickly. That was Stroman again defensively.
Yeah, another good play by Stroman right there. Just impressive. You can see the body control he had, being able to throw on the run, keeps his feet going, and I love that he keeps going to first base.
Yeah, our defensive play of the game brought to you by Rawlings. This was earlier. Flash.
What a play going to his backside. I tell you what, that's a play in the big leagues you see a lot of times, and they already had the awareness to make sure they bounce the ball. To give the first baseman the chance to make a play, look at that play. He does it already. He understands his awareness and who's running. His abilities, skill set is well up there.
Yeah, no question. I just like the calmness that he has. I mean, obviously, he's coming from a baseball family. You typically expect that, as we've got a bunch of guys on the field that come from those, baseball-rich families. But you can see it's just a calm demeanor. That's basically a bang-bang playing. He knew it from the start, but he didn't press. He just let he kind of let the flow of the game, let the body control take over and threw a strike to first base. Just really impressive.
Meet C.J. Sampson. You saw him earlier as a starting pitcher in this game as Sampson takes a good, lively fastball. Folks, 86 miles an hour, by the way. That's about the high water mark in this game. With dive, too. I mean, 86 with two-seam life to it.
Yeah, with Manny there, I mean, I think that's one of the best fastballs in regard we're seeing at this age. And it's downhill. Good frame, tall body, has to locate with that sinker, but has a really good plan for what he wants to do with it. So it gives him the best chances because he utilizes his changeup and utilizes his slider and his fastball at 96 miles an hour. Sometimes kids at this stage may not catch up to that.
Yeah, and he's actually grabbed multiple 87s here, which we talked about the arm, and he's kind of at least banging that drum and making us look pretty good when we talk about just the pure arm speed with him.
Kevin Bruno, the left fielder, making the play for that one. 85, 86, 87, as we talked about. Here's the motion, guys.
And look at when he gets back and starts to get to this process. I mean, that arm speed is legit at this age, and we're just talking about now.
And easy. If you look at that, he's still staying tall and over the backside of the rubber. You know, that terminology today should be used a whole lot more, but there's a kid right there already understands that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's clean, and it's just a quick arm. And you can see it's going to be just more kind of organic growth here. I mean, just let the maturity happen, get in the weight room, and there's that breaking ball at 77 miles an hour that I talked about with actual depth at 13 years old. This is kind of special right here.
Trahan with a leg kick. Ethan, who pitched very effectively, showed a wicked slider as a left-handed pitcher. Looks at 86, up and away. This was the MVP of the West Memorial Day Classic put on by Perfect Game, and he's been all-tournament team list as well for the PG World Series. Chokes up on the bat as he uses it on a 1-1 count. An aggressive swing, but he comes up empty again. That's a lively 86.
Listen, that's pretty good quality right there when you're talking about it. We've got angle. We're going straight down in the zone. Really well located. That's just a tough pitch at any age level, and this is just impressive what we have going on there. And there's that slider again at 80 miles an hour to the
that ain't fair.
Back foot slider. Hey, by the way, folks, this pitcher is the best defensive infielder. As Flash Gordon said very clearly, that's not fair.
Like the 87?
Oh, he's going 95. What? I swear, when he left his bat out there, he put the bat, bro, he's hitting 78, 76. He's gonna check everybody out. Hey, bro, that 83, 84 looks like 7. Like, yank. Oh, wow. Hey. Hey, this is good too, man. Hey, this is 8. What do you think? Nah, I just don't understand it. Just check each other out. I didn't check that. You turned on enough to turn your spot, like,
Well, that was big work by Manny Lantigua at the Perfect Game 13U Select Festival. Last weekend at the Perfect Game All-American Classic in San Diego, a young man out of New Jersey, Naz Muley, not only showed great stuff with his glove, but he threw 100 miles an hour, and I think you've got some perspective. You may be seeing some similarities, sir?
Yeah, and as I told you, Jeremy Brown has FOMO. He's the one texting me, kind of dropping these comps. And obviously the shortstop, the two-way ability and that electric arm speed. Naz Muley, a festival alumni, and now we're seeing this out of Lantigua, an excellent comp, and obviously Jeremy Brown following it home.
By the way, that's not in your house that you just saw, and thank you, Jared. That bug distracted me for just a moment. That's not in your home. Don't run to your TV and get panicked, as that one is outside. We get to see Keon Johnson hit for the second time. He's out of Macon, Georgia. Last night, I should say, he won the G-Form Heart, Bravery, and Passion Award. And his story is one that he's pretty quiet about. His mates didn't know about it. But at 8 years old, Johnson, he had a mass behind his left eye. Now, this is a right-handed hitter. That means that's the dominant eye for a hitter. He had to open up his stance so much because he couldn't see out of his left eye. Well, a procedure fixed that for him, and obviously both eyes are very good. The courage to have the procedure done, to get stronger, to get better, both eyes are there. I love where he's come from. It's just he and Mom. It's a journey. He's lost both of his grandmothers who were very important to his life. But a young man of courage, Keon Johnson, I've enjoyed getting to know him.
And he has a great supporting cast. Comes from a great family, Christian background. His mom, his aunt, just supportive of everything that he does in regards to also making sure that he stays on top of the things that are very important. That's his schoolwork, being great in the community. He says he loves helping the high school coach cleans the baseball fields and seeing his community clean, little things like that. I think that's motivated this young man to just still have that desire to play baseball, but it's gave him that much more passion about life.
Unfortunately, too, we may have to get him on the west side because, as we know, how important it is to Junior Spivey to look good, to play good. He has $1 million smile. I mean, it is elite characteristics. What he can do on the baseball field, how athletic he is, and what type of person he is. I've been joking around with him for the last few days. It's like, hey, tomorrow's the day we're going to start talking. Tomorrow is the day we're going to start talking. Finally, today, we started talking. So I've really enjoyed getting to know that young man.
Ashenfelder fouls that one up. By the way, this is Brennan Lewis, and of course, as the National Player of the Year, an outstanding hitter. Who is he as a pitcher, guys? I mean, everyone feels like they want a two-way as long as they can, but guys, who is he as a pitcher?
Yeah, well, hey, I've seen him a few times now, and I've seen him when he comes in. You know, of course, he establishes that he's an infielder. He loves playing and hitting, but every time I've seen him pitch, he has that upside to where you can never avoid getting him on the mound because he wants to throw. He throws strikes legitimately. He gets ahead of the hitter. He mixes his 3 pitches in. He knows when to punch hitters out. I mean, he has a really good feel for being on the mound, what to do, and how that translates into the stuff he has. I mean, it's just been superb to watch because I've seen him. And now since yesterday and today, I've seen him get even stronger.
Yeah, and he plays for that Texas Canes team that rolled off just an unbelievable amount of straight wins over the last 2 years. They go deep in every tournament, winning a ton of them. And to do that, you got to have two-way guys just like this, guys that can come in, play multiple spots, but when they get to the mound, they throw strikes, they compete, and they force weak contact because the pitch limits that we are governed by Pitch Smart and MLB-driven project, it's not easy to bring guys back. There is strict limits, so you got to have guys on your roster just like this that can compete at a high level, both offensively and on the mound.
Ashenfelder lifts a breaking ball, I should say, to the right side. Bubba Coleman says, "I've got it," and the Arizona native does, as Sean Ashenfelder out of St. John's, Florida, is retired that time on a nice little breaking ball, if I might say so myself.
Yeah, it was a good battle right there. He threw a couple pitches that Ashenfelder spoiled, and not surprising that he did. As I told you, he's just a huge in-game producer, plays for a 5-star national, and again, he just always seems to produce. So a nice little battle right there between those two.
Deion Cole's got some power, gentlemen. I mean, this is a big, big power bat. This is the Derby champion earlier today. He's out of Ackworth, Georgia. He'll head to Etowah High School. Vandy, Miami, Georgia Tech are places he dreams about.
Yeah, and you can see how these kids realize what type of player Deion Cole is. Now he's a great teammate. There's a lot of banter that goes on in the dugout with these guys, but you can tell he's kind of got that magnetic personality. But they are throwing some breaking balls to this guy. Started with C.J. Sampson showing that best pitch, and then Lewis starts him off with a strike here too with a breaking ball. But look at this home run derby. I mean, look at these hands. They're just absolutely explosive. And had this gone on, who knows how many home runs he would have hit as he walks it off right there. I mean, he can make fields, even college fields, look extremely small.
And that's exactly what we saw. We saw a swing from a young man that his approach to hitting, understanding of what it is he's trying to do, and he made contact after contact.
Not on that one, though. A breaking ball down and away, and that bag is swiped. And that base is stolen. Good-looking breaking ball.
And again, the reputation kind of preceding him. All 3 strikes right there were on off-speed pitches. And he got a good look at it here. I mean, he took a really healthy hack, but that's a good location right there. Got it to the glove side and really started it off to where, it looked like a very, very similar release point to that fastball. So goodbye, Brennan, right there, making a quality pitch to a really good.
Not only just that quality of a pitch, it's a pitcher's pitch. He made a pitch where that type of swing could put you in a slump.
Yeah, no question.
Guys, he's an athlete, too. I mean, you guys are praising his pitching, understand, but he's very much in control of his body, his core, stays up on the rubber, doesn't drift off much. Those are all things you need to throw that good breaking ball that a quote-unquote true pitcher may struggle with if he's long and lanky right now. This is a man who's got control of himself.
And that's what we talk about a lot of times in professional sports is that can you repeat your delivery? Can you keep that same arm slot, because that same arm slot helps you to stay stronger in regards, but also gives you the best chance to actually physically throw that same pitch a couple times in a row. So repeating your delivery, keeping the same arm slot, stuff that sounds simple, it sometimes doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, and the crazy part is here, as we talk about it, and we praise him so much just because he was the player of the year. His adjustments that he's been able to make at this age, as he noted when he talked to USUT. But this is a kid that's still throwing 80 miles an hour. I mean, and we're talking about that's his secondary position because he is so good offensively. So he really looks good right here. And Andrew Costello stepping in right here. We talked about his power from the right side. Another good at bat. He's kind of spit on a couple pitches that are down, getting deep in this count. So another good at bat by a good hitter.
He hits it hard. This is a guy with an explosive bat. Costello that time. It's turned into an out by the shortstop rookie Shepard. The player of the year doing good work on the mound.
Hey guys,
let's listen up.
Smith, winner of last year's 13U National Player of the Year. It's an honor to be chosen to the Select Festival, and I'm excited to announce the winner of this year's award. With that said, I'm happy to announce this year's 13U National Player of the Year. Brendan Lewis. Congrats, Brendan, on the honor, and good luck this weekend, boys. I'll be watching.
Hello, young, talented athlete. Glad to have you hanging out with us and all of you at the Perfect Game 13U Select Festival here in Norman, Oklahoma, where the Sooners play on campus at OU. This right-hander out of New York went through his challenges with the quarantine last year. Good electric fastball, curveball that goes with it, an occasional changeup that he likes to work low and away, and a fun name, a unique athletic background. But we'll get to know this time on the mound the New Yorker Justice DeJong.
Yeah, and we talked about the maturity that Justice has, even coming out in a setting like this and kind of going through his process in BP, kind of doing some drill work as he works those hands out front. It's the same thing when he's on the mound. He goes in, he has his exact routine that he's going to do. He's got a big physical frame. It's a quick arm for kind of this frame too. He cuts it at times, but I've seen this guy rack up a ton of swing and misses over the outings. I mean, there's something that's going on that's given a little deception, whether that's, we talk about spin rates, stuff like that, not necessarily with 13-year-olds, but there is some carry to this, and I've seen him rack up some swing and misses, and you can see a nice breaking ball that they say was a little up. I might disagree. I don't know.
Like you're saying, we've seen him a few times now, and what he's done, he's been able to feel the strike zone up, mix all of his pitches. He has a very good feel for his delivery. He does the little things to keep himself very competitive.
And he's got a nice defense behind him, ready to make plays when needed. Sean Aschenfelder, the shortstop, hopped on that one. That was a breaking ball. And not a bad effort at all by Cooper Schrum. Let it travel. Dr. Schrum did as deep as he could in his stance. A young man out of Belton, Missouri. But getting to know, as Aschenfelder makes the play out there, getting to know DeJong on the mound, who, by the way, lists Shohei as his favorite player. He says, and I quote, he's amazing on the bump. He can do both very well. That takes a lot of work and a lot of will. As that one is fouled off to the left side. Back to the top of the order. All 18 have hit. This is Eli Willits, the Oklahoman.
Yeah, Willett's getting his second at bat here, and we talked about the hit tool he's shown all weekend. Nice at bat in his first at bat. Obviously, didn't turn out for him, but did battle, controlled both sides of the plate. It's going to be good right here. These two guys obviously have seen each other over the course of the circuit here over the last 2 or 3 years, because they're both guys that travel and play in big events. So this is a fun matchup for me.
Hi there. Yeah, we've had so many great families here, and not only those that are the parents and the siblings of the players, but the local community has embraced this event, coming out for the workouts, as that one is rocketed foul. We reminded you about Willits and his dad, Reggie, with his time in the professional ranks, now coach with the Yankees, but he played at Seminole State College before playing at Oklahoma, one of the great junior college programs in the country. Coach Simmons, who's a coaching legend developing young athletes, that's who Dad played for, as Willits goes down on strikes that time. Good stuff from DeYoung.
Yeah, and talked about that swing and miss that he can create. There's just got to be some deception. I mean, obviously, not scared to mix his pitches, which is extremely valuable at any age, but landing that breaking ball here, being able to pitch backwards a bit. But when he gets that fastball going, that extension out there, the carry he gets, it's just there's just that deception that nobody can seem to square it up.
Well, I'll tell you, being around so many professional pitchers, athletes, and guys that know how to throw and to pitch ahead of the game, be one step ahead of the hitter. It seems like every time I've seen Justice throw, he's been that guy. He's always ahead of you with his fastball. He can mix in a breaking ball or change up to get you actually leaning or guessing, and then finish you off with a fastball down and away, because he does everything clean. He keeps everything simple, and that's what is important at this age.
Yeah, and he's going against a guy that I guess started things off in dramatic fashion here. And interesting, the first time I got to see Grady Emerson play, I was like, man, that little shortstop can play. He's got 2 triples today. He can really swing the bat. Like, gosh, a little undersized, but, that's fine. Everybody gets these little growth spurts. I found out he was a 12-year-old playing on the 60-90 field, hitting balls off the wall, and then comes out here to the Select Fest and obviously hits that ball in the right center field gap.
Got some wheels, too.
Yeah.
Rolls that one to the right side. Deion Cole makes the play in time for the out. Mr. DeYoung, fun to watch you work on the mound.
I'm trying to put the sprinkles on the donut. How about y'all? No, but like major leaguers don't hit. How do they get? Oh, so we're like, what the hell? I didn't ask. Well, they control your pitching? Yeah.
Boy, beautiful facility here on campus where the Sooners play at OU. Jack Armillo goes to work. San Lorenzo, the Californian MVP hustle, his travel team. First baseman, we've seen him hit. Now we see him pitch. He's the son of Jennifer and Steve, and his first foe will be Andrew Petrock, the pride of Pelham, Alabama. He lined out to the right side back in the second inning.
And let me tell you, this guy was impressive in all of the workouts. He finishes his swing as well as anybody you're going to see at this age and gets the most out of his body. Believe it or not, he was hitting balls over the left field wall the first night we were out here at this beautiful stadium here. And it is impressive bat speed, but how he contorts and how he sequences his body, it doesn't matter what size, strength, and we know this, Flash, and you know, prospects, big leaguers, everything, they come in all shapes and sizes. This kid has it.
Yeah, and we watched that yesterday with his batting practice. I mean, fluid as can be. Had his place, his body, his hand was working, understood his load, and attacked the baseball. But one thing I like the most is that he kept balls to the center of the field, center of the field away. And then when it got to that last round, he was ready to pop some balls, and he put on a pretty good show.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you go down and you get to kind of see him interact, and you see how he works out in the middle infield, and then you see what he does at the plate. There's a different type of toughness he's bringing. One of those guys that you kind of want to be in a rabbit hole with.
Yeah.
Back of the box, up against the plate, pulls the hands in, high fly center field, tracking, finding his spot and putting that one away. Alex Harrington out there in center field. Danny Wexelman standing by with one of the great all-time sluggers, but today he's a baseball dad. Danny?
Darren, thank you. I do have Gary Sheffield here, 9-time All-Star World Series champ, but most importantly, Dad, this weekend. Gary Christian, your son here, almost hit one out. How proud are you of him?
I'm very proud. You know, we've been waiting on this moment. He's been working really hard to get here. He always wanted to be considered one of the best, and I told him it happens through hard work, and he's put the work in. You know, his trainer, Tony Nunez, back home, they was blowing my phone up that the ball didn't go out, so they said he got some more push-ups to do when he get home.
A couple more push-ups. And we've had a chance to get to know your son, Jaden, going to Georgetown. Yes. Noah will be in the 14U Select Festival with us. How fun is it to be able to go with your kids, travel with them, and watch them grow?
It's just an honor, you know, that they have something like this for our boys at a young age. That, you know, I met a lot of these kids here. They're some wonderful young men, you know, respectful kids all over the country. And when your kids get to experience that, they know what the future looks like.
As far as the talent that you've seen here, we've talked about the baseball IQ of these guys, just 13 years old. What impresses you the most of this group?
Well, I'm just watching their high IQ of baseball. You know, I'm watching things that needs to happen, and these guys are already doing it. The coach is not telling them what to do. And this is the thing that we try to teach at a youth level, is that when the kids get to high school and college, they already have to know how to play the game. So when you see it now, you're just impressed by it.
Gary, thank you so much for your time. Have fun, okay?
Absolutely. Having a great time.
Darren.
Yeah, outstanding stuff. I mean, a guy who I can't speak to a Flash. It felt like from afar as his son crushed the baseball and Christian nearly knocked it out of here. But a guy who feels like just a foxhole guy. You follow me there? I mean, he'll go to war for you at any point.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, he and I known each other since we were 10, and we grew up actually wanting to play against one another in professional sports, and we got the luxury of that in 2004 with the Yankees. And there were no better player in the game, in the clubhouse, that you would want in your room, in your locker room, competing for you each day. But also, when the game's on the line, Gary Sheffield coming up to bat, it always seemed like there is something big about to happen.
You know, the funny part is I get to see him coach. You know, I get to see him interact with his Heat team that you know, in January when it's 32 degrees out, he's coaching third base. And let me tell you, the fire that he brought to the clubhouse, the fire he brought to the right-handed batter's box that I admired growing up. I was a huge fan of that. Who wasn't, of that swing and that bat speed? He is as fiery in the third base box as he was as a hitter. I mean, he is intense, and he does not lack the want to still win, and it's just awesome to see him kind of turn that page, and now you know, obvious. There's obvious pride that he has with his kids, but when the game starts and he's in the third base box, he's wanting to win at all costs. It is just
and that's the way he's always played. He's always played the game that way. And professionally, that's why so many people admire the way he carried himself as a player. You think about the game, you love the game as a kid, and it never leaves you. And I can contest to that. Being in the major league, feel really good when you're around ex-teammates. They want to come back and see you for any little thing you're doing, and that's why Sheffield's here today. He sees these kids. He knows the time and effort that they're putting into it. And if there's some words of wisdom he can lay to them, help them with, trust me, he's a guy that has always done that. And that just brings us joy to be in these situations to have so many ex-major league players around.
Yeah, you saw it last night. Yudelkis Quevedo, Power is his nickname, out of Hialeah, Florida. We talked about the big power that he has. He lined one firmly to left back in the second inning, so we get to see him hit once again. Yes, the last thing I picture when I picture Gary Sheffield coaching is him rolling up with a cooler of cold beverages like in the Bad News Bears and Buttermaker, just putting his feet up and just hoping that it works out. I'm not surprised at all that he's that intense, and that's cool that you've been able to see it as that one sails up and away to Quevedo. Edison Private School, Quevedo, he's an 8th grader. Yuderkis' mom, Yoel, is a dad and a young man who has been an honor roll student multiple times.
We're getting pretty late in the game, too, here with a 2-0 lead here for the West. Finally here have a base runner with one out, a power hitter up. It's kind of that point in the game where the East has to do something here if they want to continue to compete.
Yeah, I agree.
Lifted center field and very, very playable. That one is put away by Alex Harrington. That's twice that he has put that one away. There's a lot of hair on that noggin, and the hat just doesn't get pulled down snug, so it keeps diving off Jack's head. There's a lot of hair on that noggin, too. The twin brothers were fun last night, by the way. They did a great brothers piece where they tried to outsmart one another. How well do you know your twin? And they entertained the audience. I thought it was great, as that one misses down and away and off the plate to Cody Goff.
Got to see the Harrington sister, too, kind of out here supporting. I think she probably would have been better at the guessing game, but they did all right, I guess.
They
did a decent job.
They did a good job. That was really nice. And not only that, the sisters, the families, the moms, uncles, cousins, everyone comes out in support of their kid and their families, come to these events. And we see a lot of people that, even in the towns we're playing in, come out and watch these kids. So it's been really special to watch and have everyone come out and watch our kids play.
Pretty throw. It's there on a hop, though, right on top of the bag. Bo Peterson unleashing that one. Here's the jump, though, a moment ago by Justice.
Another nice play on the back end, too, by Willits, being able to snare this ball and put the tag down, obviously getting in there safe. But just kind of that advanced play that we're seeing that we almost take for granted that these kids are still so young.
Good fastball. Got a late call of a strike over the inside corner.
And Armijo coming in here, sitting in the low 80s with his fastball. You can see he's working both sides of the plate just a bit here. Coming out, kind of that fastball with two-plane break, it's going to be tough. And obviously we saw him absolutely get into one from the left side as a hitter. So just seeing kind of the all-around talents of these young kids.
Jack, on the one side, we've seen him a few times now. And what's been important, Jack, he did a really good job asking questions. He wanted to know more about pitching. He wanted to know how he keeps his pitches in the strike zone. What does he need to do on his breaking ball? How does someone hold a changeup? He had questions in regards to growing the game himself and how he makes himself better. There's some things that will happen, of course, for a young pitcher. And like that, but at the same time, he has enough stuff. He has pitchability that he'll be able to get better and succeed as he continues to get more innings on the mound.
As good of a job as these kids have done so far, controlling the zone, throwing strikes, forcing some contact, they are young. So the delivery is going to break down every once in a while, and we've seen that a couple times here. But most of the time, we've seen them get back, make their adjustment, and fire a strike that next pitch.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Full count, and Goff awaits, takes a pitch that is high. He loves to honor his grandfather as he trots to first, Eddie Odom Jr., who started Little League Baseball in Delray. And in Delray, Florida, they call it Delray American Little League. He started in 1971. Hundreds and hundreds of kids for more than 50 years, and his grandson is very proud of Grandpa as Tim Redding makes the visit out to the mound. Tim Redding, part of the staff, you may remember the hard-throwing Tim Redding with the New York Mets, with the flames that came out of that fastball. I'll tell you, he had some great advice for these young athletes last night. He was the keynote speaker in the awards ceremony, really spelling them out very clearly, the do's and don'ts on social media and making sure that your brand and your story is the right one. And sometimes, as he said, and to quote him directly, if it's not something you'd share with your mom or your grandmom, probably shouldn't share it at all. But Redding with some really good words of wisdom. You, Flash, have joined him in teaching these pitchers. I know Tim's really enjoyed this, Flash.
Yeah, he's done a great job, too. Not only that, was a quality teammate, fair man, always ready to and eager to help the kids grow in the game. Gave me that call and said, hey, man, I want to be more involved in PG, and we couldn't be more proud to have someone like him. And like I said, he's out there. He wants to know what kids do what they do on a week-to-week basis, day-to-day basis to get themselves in physical shape to be able to pitch and get better and grow. And there's no better person out there that can help him.
Yeah, and he's actually kind of volunteered a little bit with our initiatives, with PG Cares and stuff like this. Wow, really good play right there by Bo Peterson, almost recording it out. Tough play at the plate and a little collision, and Armijo looks to be banged up.
We'll see this one more time as it sails high to the backstop. You knew there'd be a play, though, because it took a friendly ricochet, and that is quite a collision.
Yeah, and really good. I mean, take away what's going on now, and I think he's going to be okay right here as he's kind of walking it off now. But really good athletic play. I mean, he's on the run. That's a catch tag almost right there by Armijo, and you kind of showing that athleticism. And obviously, looks like he got his leg underneath the jong right there. Trainer out seeing it, but it does look like he's kind of walking it off.
Yeah, we'll check on that base right now. Make sure all things connected still. You initially thought the head might have collided with the helmet when the two athletes came together, and as you said, it was everything twisted as the base of where he was headed got a little bit tied up and having a hard time putting some weight on it. So Junior Spivey comes back out. Great athletic play, as you mentioned, Flash.
Yeah, heads up play. He got there a little late. Even though that was still, the ball got there with him, he could possibly still have gotten that out. But it's a bang-bang play. And right there, you know, that's a PFP moment for any pitcher, any pitching coach that, hey, just make sure you cover your base on a pass ball. And so he got there a little late. At the same time, you know, he knows what to do. He needs to get himself back into a groove here and just get back to pitching, though.
Peterson made a nice play off that wall as it ricocheted pretty hard, too, and gave him a good feed. And that might have been why he was a touch late, there. But it does look like he's going to try to throw a couple pitches here and get back to it. He's got 2 outs. Tying run now, though, on second set. Is this the East shot to get back in this game and try to make a move?
Well, let's see as he continues to stride it off. Get the blood flow. I think in watching it looked like there wasn't any big structural damage. It actually looked like he may have banged that kneecap to where you have more of a contusion or a bruise there as he came in. And you hate to have anything like that happen, but as the structure stays together, that's the most important thing. I think he just banged it hard like we've done around our homes, banging our knees into something. It doesn't feel good, folks. It doesn't feel good at all.
No, it doesn't. But it looks like it's coming out here as he starts to warm up. And want to mention, here too, as we've talked about Armijo and obviously gone in deep with that play. The hitter right here, Mr. Lantigua, was so impressive earlier on the mound, running that fastball up to 87. Throwing that last pitch that kind of to the back foot on an 80-mile-an-hour slider to end his inning on the mound. Now he's got a shot here to come up and be the hero to the East and tie this ball game, Flash.
Yeah. Well, listen, you hear it so many times, and I know, of course, with all of us being around baseball, the best players, they rise to the occasion. And right here, he has a chance to win this game, but also put the team at a tie. So, a good player, quality hitter. His routine for batting practice, it's just like what you would see at a professional level ball field. So let's see if he put everything together and that translates into a hit.
Manny Lantigua, as the guys were talking about, takes the first swing over the top of a diving fastball down and away. 77 miles an hour. Manny had one of the more impressive innings as a pitcher, though he is a middle infielder by trade, and the Rawlings Defensive Player of the Year, winning that fabulous trophy last night as that one sails inside.
I got to tell you, a couple of these guys, and Jack Armijo, one of them, showing a little toughness, and that's one of the things we talk about when we talk about the 5 tools. The most important tool might be that 6th tool, and that's character. And when we talk about character comes toughness, perseverance, everything. And Armijo kind of getting back on the mound and working to power through this inning is really good to see in a young player.
I've always thought that. Seeing young players play, you can tell by their potential, their skill set, how well they play in the game. It takes one uncircumstanced moment, a moment that the kid it's almost like you don't want to see him into, but now he has to roughly pitch himself through it, get himself out of situation. Every day in professional ball, you don't feel good as a pitcher, but probably your best start is when you're not feeling as good. You try to find ways to make yourself a little bit better each and every time. So, and right here, like you're saying, he's a tough kid. He wants to be on the mound. He wants to be able to get back into that rhythm and throw strikes and get out of this inning.
Here's Jaden Stroman. Jay with a big opportunity now. He has put on a show, has Stroman with the glove on his hand at third and at short. And Stroman, who grounded one right back to the box in his first at bat. It looks like we may take one more visit out there. We're going to check to make sure that as he was hit by the pitch, Manny Lantigua's all right. Quick conversation from the training staff here at OU as we are ready to roll now. And these guys taking the bruises and coming right back. And now a big moment for Stroman. Here is Jaden out of Medford, New York.
Yeah, and he talked about, it was interesting to hear him, obviously a really mature kid.
Quick balk, he stepped off, wrong foot. Yeah, they took off early. Runners on second and third.
Now the winning run on second, so go-ahead run, I should say, on second. So, but Stroman talking so eloquently about what he was looking to do, his kind of route he was looking to take, and the one thing he mentioned, which I loved, was leadership. Being the guy in the clubhouse, and it comes down to spots like this too. It's not just what you do in the clubhouse, it's slowing that game down and being able to come through and the moment not being too big. So it's fun on this stage to see a guy talk about that leadership, about what he wants to do within the clubhouse and motivate his guys, and then get to come and into a big spot right here in the 7th inning.
2-0 the count as he swings right through that one at 81 miles an hour, elevated pitch. And so the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. This one looked good, but again opened up just a little bit early.
And the best bolt he's had since that little collision at the plate, so that's great to see. Nice fight right there by Stroman on a really tough elevated fastball.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Runners on second and third. The East squad trying to climb back into and on top in this one. The West squad up and over that rail trying to pull their pitcher across the finish line in this inning anyway, Jack Armijo. The 2-2 pitch back to the screen, and he was on that one.
And if you could hear this, we've got both dugouts understanding the gravity right now, and you can just tell they both want to win this game. This is not an exhibition game or an all-star game. Right there, you can see Stroman with 2 strikes, that side view right there. Just getting enough, extending this at bat, hopefully get something out of the plate here.
The pitch to Jaden again. He fights one off up elevated, and we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 84 miles an hour from the left side. It's causing him to reach down.
Yeah, and he took a lot of his BP swings over the last 2 days from the left side. Probably a little more advanced, I would say, a little more pop from the left side, but certainly good from the right side as well. But it's just funny how that works. You take a little more from the left side, and then you hit twice right-handed in games.
Full count, 2 outs. That one misses wide. 4 hits for the East squad, just a pair for the West squad. Armijo, it's been a grind for him. He's had to work quite a bit this inning. There's been a couple of walks. There's been a hit batter. He has allowed the 1 run on a plate on a wild pitch. Count is full, 2 outs, and the moment has him stepping off and taking a walk around the mound.
looks like he's just collecting himself, understanding, this 3-2 pitch. It's been a really good at-bat for Stroman right here. Armijo's made some nice pitches too.
3-2, we'll do it again.
Good location right here, right on the outer half. Stroman just enough to extend the at-bat. Love to see if he can get that pitch out there again, that he shoots something into right field that can score both runs and give the East a lead here.
Another 3-2 pitch. Swings over the top of that one, but it skips away. He hustles on to first. A run will score to tie this one up. As that one skips right on by. He beat him. He induced a swing and a miss, but too much to handle, and back behind home plate. That one skipped by Bo Peterson, and it's a 2-2 game.
Well, nothing he did wrong there. Got the strikeout. Catcher didn't get down low enough to block the ball. However, things like that happen. Don't get your teammates on their heels. Throw strikes, get ahead of the batters. And, just a couple things that did not go Armijo's way. But still, for me, he threw the ball aggressively. When that situation came on at the plate, he still went back out there to try to grind and get through this inning. It's a tough inning for the young man, but I know he has the character and the ability to get back out there on that mound and put on some numbers that we know we've seen in time before did.
And we will step aside. Ryan Harwood takes the baseball. He will go to work. Armijo with the gutsy effort in this 2-2 game. Well, whenever you get invited, if you're fortunate enough to take part in an event like this, the take-home is sometimes one of the more memorable parts. The gear, the swag, the decoration in the room, the great partnerships with the great groups like Augusta, New Balance, of course Rawlings, and a big part of this event, the PG Select Festival. These athletes, they look great. They look great in these uniforms, and certainly it's starting to turn up a notch, the competition in this game, and it's fun. I mean, it really makes it fun. Ryan Harwood will go to work, and we'll see if he can extend into next inning. He just needs to get one out. Harwood out of Chandler, Arizona. We saw him earlier in this contest. Vanderbilt, his dream school, but Harwood, the son of Chantel and Brandon Harwood, will try and lock down this inning and keep it at 2-2. Carson Quillen, his foe, out of Greenville, Tennessee. Talented bat. Carson lined out to the third baseman back in the fourth inning.
Yeah, and we've got a 2-2 game now. A lot of emotions on both sides. Again, this is kind of a festival, a celebration, but both these clubhouses want to win. So big spot right here, first and third with 2 outs. Again, Quillen found a barrel in his first at bat. Looking for one to drop right now.
A couple of runners out there on first and third with the big right-hander. Rocking and firing and sailing that one high. 80 miles an hour. Really aggressive base running, by the way. Lantigua cheating down that line quite a bit. Stroman's over at first. Lantigua getting as much as he can. Working out of the stretches, Harwood. Swing and a miss.
I think if Peterson throws this ball to second, we're going to get an immediate jump by Lantigua at third here. Nice job right there by Harwood coming in. Tough spot. Being able to throw that ball by Quillen right here. 3-1 count. I have a feeling Carson Quillen is going to try to cheat and guess on a fastball right here.
And so on 3-1, it is that, but it misses, and so the bases are full now. Runners on third with a hit batter, a drop third strike at second, and Quillen at first on a walk. And so now we saw Sheffield earlier. We heard Dad talk. Another opportunity for the young man who was inches away from hitting a ball out of here in his first at bat. This is Christian Sheffield, Tampa Prep in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, big spot for Chef right here. Obviously, we talked about it, and we saw that first at bat. Hopefully he just stays within himself, doesn't try to do anything more than he did at the first at bat, because it was a really good hand adjustment, and obviously found that barrel.
Like you said, that first at bat, he just went up there with the attack mode approach, looked for the pitch he handles well, and got a ball on the barrel, and it traveled a long way. He has the power.
Yep.
Has a pretty good stance, good swing, good balance. Everything worked.
Yep.
Barreled that ball up.
Harwood, nice job right here, coming at him, getting him in a disadvantage count, 1-2. Chef's going to have to dig in deep right here.
1-2 the count. Bases full for the East squad. Takes that one high, and 2-2 the count, just up above the letters. That Florida Heat travel team is Christian's travel team that the guys were talking about earlier.
That's a pretty good take right there with 2 strikes. You see a lot of times when you just see something straight that's over the plate, I get it that it's up, but when it's over the plate, a lot of times you're trying to make something happen in this situation. Really good job of not taking a pass at that swing and getting to the next pitch.
The 2-2 pitch to Sheffield, swings right through it. Down he goes to a knee.
Here's the pitch right there. Healthy cut by Sheffield, going down to that knee again. Similar to what he did when he hit that double. Harwood coming with the payoff pitch now.
On 3-2, that's outside. That's ball 4. Sheffield earns the walk. Come on down. The run scores. Lantigua, who was hit by a pitch. So a patient inning. Sheffield, again, who knocked one off the wall first at bat, patiently watches that one sail up and away on a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, good job right there by Sheffield. Laid off a couple good pitches there late in the at bat. Kevin Roberts Jr. coming up here. A lot of similarities in the body of what Jordan Walker, former perfect game All-American, looked like at the same age, and kind of that similar athleticism. He's a guy that has kind of explosive arm speed on the mound, as Jordan Walker did when he was that age too. Just that high waist and that really loose athletic look to him.
No balls and 2 strikes to count. I jumped the gun on a pitch, the at bat earlier, and in the end it worked out in the favor of Sheffield. Roberts talking about that comp for Jordan Walker in the Cardinals organization. High draft pick, he comes up empty, and a big reaction that time by Harwood. Suddenly it feels like it matters a lot more. Isn't it fun what occurs when teams and players care so much about doing battle? We're not at the banquet, all cheering for one another. Now it's become a fun, healthy battle at the Select Festival. Bottom half of inning number 7, 3-2. If you're just hanging out with us, our Yeti game summary has had some fabulous moments. There, of course, was Grady Emerson getting things going early on, circling all the way around the bag. And there was a double that was nearly a homer by Christian Sheffield. DeYoung strong. He has run the bases well. Bradley and Ashenfelder have each pitched in. Short and Harrington also as part of our Yeti game summary. We move to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Rookie Shepard, Brendan Lewis, Ryan Harwood, and Andrew Costello. The power-hitting catcher, who also can play in the middle infield, has an arm. He will use it. He hops up on the mound, the right-hander, and the son of Terry and Craig goes to work. This is Andrew Costello against rookie Shepard, and let the games begin.
Yeah, not many people you'd want up in this situation more than rookie Shepard. After giving up 3 and losing the lead, he's the guy you want up in this spot to get something going here for the West.
Cody Goff is his battery mate working behind home plate. Rookie with the late call of time. Shepard walked and was gunned down trying to advance and grab a bag back in the 1st inning. Andrew Costello made a beautiful, beautiful throw to gun him down. He's now on the mound, Costello, as that one is inside. 1-1 the count.
Costello kind of used sparingly on the mound, but that's not because of what he can do. Sitting here in the low 80s, can run it up into the mid 80s, and on cue, that's the guy you want.
Rookie Shepard with a line drive base hit into center field. He represents a tying run. Beautiful approach, and we are all over this swing. Take a couple of looks.
Man, we've talked a lot about rookie Shepard over this weekend, really over the summer. He was just exciting to watch play for all of our scouts. And what happens in kind of a pressure spot? I get it. It's a classic. It's a festival of baseball, but they want to win. This is a big deal. If you could see both of these clubhouses, and what does he do? He hits. He just hits. And every time he comes, he just hits.
Yeah, rookie continues Roussel to do pretty things. Brendan Lewis is the National Player of the Year. He pitched really well earlier. Texas Canes Elite, San Diego Show, Brendan's 2 travel teams. And also was a member of the USA 12U national team that went to Taiwan and won best ERA for the U.S. team. Rookies on the move, throw down, not in time. That's a stolen base. Again, Goff did all he could, got it there, but a big jump.
Yeah. We see all these kids just being super aggressive on the base pass, as they should, kind of showing the athleticism, the instincts. And Goff did a great job. I mean, he got rid of the ball quick. It was an online throw. Rookie just beat the tag.
Into the dirt. Nice job using his body. Goff blocking that one up. Flash, those are the little things right there that don't get talked about the next day. That great Goff block.
Yeah, watch this. In the dirt. You can see he recovers, and I love that he goes down and picks that up with his bare hand instead of trying to use his glove. As soon as he gets that and stuffs that in the ground, he's ready to come up and throw if needed.
And those are the tools. And sometimes when we talk about what a young kid at this age knows, those things that they know now, they're developing already, are big league things that could happen down the line in their careers, where they'll be great behind the plate catchers, guys that are alert on the field, know where everyone's playing. This is what we're dealing with, and as we're monitoring and like I said, evaluating and scouting these kids, we're seeing kids with the talent and the recognition of the game.
Yeah, sure. And Harwood stepping to the plate now. We've talked about kind of that classic look over at first base and jumped on the mound, got out of a tough spot, and should be the pitcher of record next inning too. So he can kind of help himself here.
Harwood grounded out to short back in the 2nd inning. And he fouls that one off. We were talking about the work that Goff is doing behind the plate. Danny Wexelman with a little bit more. Danny?
Darren, I wanted to tell you, I talked to him earlier this week. We talked about his sister, Coco, you mentioned. She's got her first round at the Open on Monday. And him and his sister are super competitive. They want to make each other better. Some of the advice that she's given to him is to be a bigger leader on the field. He said she told him that it's good to talk. It's good to use communication. Those are some of the things that she's given to him. But both of them really competitive with each other.
Coco, boy, what a great person to give advice. Ranked 21st in the world. And one of the top singles players. She will battle at the U.S. Open. If you're watching this broadcast live, she'll battle at the U.S. Open. against Magda Lynette in New York, and do so 24 hours after her brother is battling as strong as he can behind the plate. Pretty breaking ball outside corner. That's strike 3.
Beautiful pitch. I mean, he made his pitch, took his time, but also got behind the baseball, stayed over the rubber real tall, allowed that pitch to come back over the plate. Very good pitch.
Yeah, and a nice job there staying under that ball and bringing it back in. Really good job right there with the hips and kind of getting out there extended.
Alex Harrington with his chance now. He struck out looking back in the second inning.
Talk about competitive, brothers. Obviously, that happens a lot in houses. His brother, Hunter, already has a double on the day, and I know Alex wants bragging rights, especially with, the tying run on second base here.
You don't think they're going to split that, right? He'll give his brother a single. He have his...
It doesn't work that way. Come on, Flash.
Listen, after hearing them last night, I don't think they're budging an inch on each other.
Boy, what a good fastball. Started off the plate a bit and just dove. If you swing at this and you hit it, it's a ground ball. Nothing more, nothing less. Good life.
Yeah, no doubt. He's really getting through that ball, and you can see that arm side life that he's getting, that kind of horizontal action. And there he goes, bringing that one over the outer half.
And a nice job catching that Jared pointed out, framing it up by Goff.
Look at that simple, easy delivery. A lot of Tim Belcher there.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's repeating now. I think the first couple hitters, obviously he got behind. He's starting to feel that release point and starting to repeat that lower half. And I think the catcher's coming out in him. You can see the competitiveness right now of a guy that has to kind of nurse pitchers at times. You can almost see him talking himself into getting out of this inning, and you can see the fire right now coming out. Just that old catcher coming out in him.
Bo Peterson now, and he jumps ahead 1-0. That one is high. 2-0 the count. Again, Bo with the big opportunity. Costello feeling the moment. Bo out of Shawnee, Kansas. KC Crusaders and the Nebraska commit who pitched earlier and pitched well. Tried to get the inside corner and couldn't get there.
Saw him with a really nice inning earlier on the mound, but I talked about it. If we were talking about a 13U kid and kind of seeing what he was going to do in the future, is as good as he was on the mound, I like the bat. I really do, and he works a walk right there to load the bases. Now, when we talk about it, that tying run 90 feet away, and the go-ahead run now on second base.
And Shorty with his big chance. Flash, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are the same sentiments. I like the bat a whole lot, but he kind of reminds me of some guys that I've actually seen. And I equate that to a little bit of Tim Belcher, where he has that stop in between his delivery, but slows downhill. Good fastball, good sinking. He needs to use this a little more. Just trust his stuff a little more, because he's got plenty enough fastball, pretty enough breaking ball. All he needs is to get ahead of the hitters and throw the ball downhill, and he'll be fine.
And Shorty coming to the plate right now, when they gave up that 3, he was the one that got as he pops up. He was the one that got the team together, though. And really tried to fire him up. He's going to get another chance right here. Wish the first baseman might have called him off. Probably a better angle right there. Shorty's going to get another chance. He got the whole team up and pulled them together and kind of fired them up. You see Goff obviously trying to take control. Maybe thinking about that advice that he got from his sister, but you can see that's just a better angle right there. If we can get the first baseman to come over there, Bradley, and make that catch, that's development.
That's development. That's teaching. That's what we're taught. You want to have that ball coming towards the infield, not going away from the catcher. And right there would have been an easier play for the first baseman.
And again, these guys are kind of in different positions. They normally play, this being a festival.
Right.
So there is a little learning curve. But again, that's why you've got to play baseball. It's that game of constant repetitions. Bradley might get another chance here. No, that's going to get out. But the communication part of it, not playing together, having that wherewithal within your position to know who can take better angles, who can help a teammate out just because they can. And I get it. Goff wanted to make a play there for his team, but we'll turn the page here and maybe Shorty comes through.
0-2 the county, lines that one to center field. Well struck, hauled in, put away, big reaction. as it stays a one-run game. The E squad on top. Costello in the end was not about to walk another. This has been a lot of fun here in Oklahoma 13U Select Fest. Ball in their background, no matter what they go into, education, teaching, wherever they take their journey. PG diverting the development of the athlete, furthering it, I should say. Independent scouting. Close to 85% of players selected in the draft have played at a Perfect Game event. To learn more, visit perfectgame.org. Here is Kevin Bruno, Santo Domingo. Joel Cruz, the Clutch Prospects, his head coach of his travel team.
Yeah, and kind of short, on what I was trying to say about Bruno, his last at bat. Watching this guy play shortstop was incredible. What he can do with his feet, stop-start ability, what he can do with his glove. He started just having fun going around the back, between his legs as he flies out to right here. As that bat develops, it's going to be really fun to watch because at shortstop, he's gifted.
Yeah, and watching the way he was taking his steps, it was almost like he was making his field smaller. And here he is already playing on a larger field, but he knows how to cut those angles down. Create not a hard throw every time he picks the ball up and throw it, but does something like major leaguers do. Hey, if I know the angles and I can make my throws softer, not hard, keep my arm slot the same way, I'll be that much more better as an infielder.
0-1 the count to Braden Harris. Looking good in there, young man. Looking very good. We'll look forward to seeing you go back out and work again, Cody, behind the plate. And Harris swings right through that one. A lively pitch. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The play just a moment ago made by C.J. Sampson in right field. 3-2 game.
Sampson, obviously the starting pitcher for the West and was great. And Harris here, the starting pitcher for the East.
He paints the outside corner. That's strike 3. One more time. Just a little bit of late dip to this one.
No doubt. And Harwood really just painted this pitch. Good job back there by Bo Peterson as well. But just a really quality strike.
Absolutely. Stayed solid over the top of the rubber, stayed downhill, and attacked the zone. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Top of the 8th inning, and we roll right along. This is Jack Ryan. He popped out to the third base side as he comes up empty with the running fastball from the left side of the batter's box. 0-1 the count on Jack.
Yeah, and he's been impressive this weekend with the bat. Big kid, he's athletic. A really smooth stroke, and the hands stand out to me. He's really done a good job of just being able to make small adjustments with those hands during the workouts here. So Jack Ryan's been really impressive. Obviously was really good on the mound as well. It was such a short inning, we barely got to talk about him because he just kind of pounded both sides of the plate. Another kid, just that advanced ability to pitch backwards. I mean, it's just crazy to see at this age with what some of these kids can do, just manipulating the ball and being able to kind of locate the way they do. And there it goes with that two-way ability, not trying to do too much right there, Flash, and hitting a sharp single in the 6-hole.
Absolutely. And when you think about his approach right there, it was not that I need to do a lot. I just need to make sure I can stay within myself. And that's simple. He kept it simple and got himself a base hit.
And you can see those hands just like I talked about. Okay, he stayed on it long enough and really extended through the ball and just trusted those hands and those wrists to be able to get enough of that to get a hit right there.
Nicholas Bradley now from the right side. Nick out of Clarks Summit, PA, and Bradley, we saw earlier in this game, picked up a single. Here's another opportunity for him for some add-on. Looks at a defense that pinches close to the middle. So there's a lot of room around the first and third base bags. Outfield playing straight up.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier in the broadcast about Bradley. He has those strong wrists and really lets that top hand get through the ball, and the ball explodes off the barrel when he connects. So we're going to have to make sure that Jack Ryan is on his horse, because if he can split an outfielder, he's definitely got the ability to do that.
It's a hot Oklahoma day, and obviously these guys grinding on the turf. The emotions have pushed them through pretty good, though, as that one is swung on and missed. Chases a fastball up and out of the zone. So a big strikeout to end the last inning. Then he comes back out in the 8th. There was a single, but that single was stranded. And then in the end, rock, fire, strike, 3.
The Perfect Game Select Festival on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Diamond Kinetics. Elevate your game with revolutionary swing tracker and pitch tracker technology. Diamond Kinetics. Swing smarter. Pitch better. By Rawlings, the #1 glove of pro players. Rawlings, the official baseball glove of Major League Baseball. And by Perfect Game Cares, growing the game for America's underserved youth.
Kevin Roberts has had some great mentors, and he goes to work on the mound now. He's a shortstop, he's a center fielder, but this athlete is called upon to work on the mound. And when you work with the MLB Youth Academy, when you work with the Breakthrough Series, you've learned from guys like Luke Collier, from guys like Marquise Grissom, and from guys like Marvin Freeman. Let's get to know Kevin Roberts, the pitcher, now as he goes to work for the East.
Yeah, this is an impressive young man. Obvious athleticism, but it's not just on the baseball field. Love to see it. Football, basketball, he hits, he pitches. Just a really well-rounded athlete, and this could be impressive. This is the youngest player in the game, and just turned 13 years old.
Really?
And we might see mid-80s velocity. He's a month away, right around a month from being eligible to play in Williamsport at the Little League World Series that's going on right now. And we're talking about some of these guys that are starring at the Little League World Series, and rightfully so. They're so talented. Yeah. But you're about to see mid-80s on the mound that's 1 month away from being able to compete in Williamsport. It's just incredible. He's an absolute talent, and the future is just so bright. So let's see him dig in here and attack some hitters.
Josiah Andrade is who he will attack first, the young man out of Yucaipa, California. Andrade had a base hit taken away from him back in the third inning. Remember, that hand was a little bit uncomfortable. He fought through it, and then Stroman made a great play. Jaden Stroman took a base hit away from him in the hole. As the first pitch from the right-hander misses. Just got a call to the corner, 0-1 the count. A little double pump, comfortable with good sink, as that one is fouled off. A good little changeup there.
And I told you about the mid-80s velocity, and 1 month away from being in Williamsport. 1 month separates being on that size field. His first pitch was 87 miles an hour.
Well, you know what? And his dad, he works a lot with Kevin on all sorts of things. Kevin is a very good competitor. Wants to do it all on the field. You know, he takes a lot of BP. He does all the things he needs to do as an infielder and outfielder. But he's taken serious about being at somebody's school, college, or into professional ball, and possibly maybe someday becoming a pitcher. So that's why we're seeing him throw the ball, pitch more at these showcases.
Yeah, and he wanted the ball this weekend. It was, he's in full football mode right now. And he was the one that wanted to go out on this setting and show his ability, and obviously 84-87 here to start, and already landed an off-speed pitch. It's pretty impressive.
Misses outside at 85 miles an hour, 3-2 the count. Shanice is mom, Kevin is dad, and his younger brother Cameron plays baseball as well. Kaylee and Keegan, his much younger siblings. As big Mr. Roberts rocks and rolls, and the fastball is outside 85 miles an hour. And that is a ball four. Let's take a peek at our perfect game player spotlight. And when the East found a chance to get something going with bats in their hands, Justice DeYoung was part of it. Certainly a single, a stolen base, and a run. Top of the seventh. And then to the middle of the seventh we went. And it was a 3-2 lead for the East. The young man out of New York City, Mr. DeYoung, who's now at third base.
Yeah, and again, I've said it multiple times on this broadcast, but I just love the routines, kind of that start of the professionalism that DeYoung brings to the game, and those are the type of guys. Take away the physical ability. He's big, he's strong, he's a functional athlete. He's got a hit tool. Like he's got those things that you kind of look for, but having the routine and sticking with it, taking a professional approach at this age has been just exciting to watch.
Well, and I tell you, when you listen to professional hitters, guys that talk hitting, coach hitting, know what to look for, even when they're in a good groove or when things are not going well, they talk about the little things that gets them back in flow. And you're talking to DeYoung, he talks about the little things that get him going, little drills that he do. These things mean a lot to you because you can always go back to them and practice them.
Yeah, there's no question, and you could tell there's an attention to detail there. 1-1 count here. Roberts doing a really good job. Settled down after getting 0-2 and then walking guy. You can tell he's kind of back. Looks like he's more in line flash. I mean, this is kind of your forte. Looks like he's got himself back in line. So hopefully able to repeat that release point here.
Looks to do so and does exactly that. Backs off a little bit at 82 miles an hour. 1-2 the count to Jack Armillo.
You can kind of see that right there, not falling off quite as much, a little more aligned and throwing straight downhill though. Yeah.
And I've worked with Kevin before, and that's what's been really talked about more than anything. Hey, when you line yourself up, give yourself the best chance to have that same plane downhill, utilizing that leverage.
Skips that one into the dirt, and a runner advances.
Yeah, and with those, I mean, he's so high-waisted. The arms are so long. It's tough to release, repeat that extension he gets. Those are just longer limbs than a Costello, who got himself back on track very quickly with those shorter limbs and kind of that shorter arm action. But the deception he's going to get, especially with that long release, is going to be huge as he starts to gain strength in that long body.
I agree.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count. 8 hits combined for these two teams. They've enjoyed their week here in Oklahoma City and in Norman, Oklahoma. The workouts here for 3 consecutive days. And whether it be bonding back at the hotel, bus rides to the ballpark, and now they're battling one another. Roberts looking to clean things up. 2-2 inside, 3-2, and that one's off the plate to Jack.
Yeah, and you can see him. It does leak just a little bit when he gets a little bit quick right there, coming to foot strike. But he's so athletic. He's such a fun player, and every time out you can see the developmental strides. It's just so impressive him playing 2 sports right now and still coming and competing at such a high level all weekend.
Loves math in the classrooms. Roberts does. Loves his athletic periods as he misses inside. He's walked the first couple of hitters here, and so the West squad obviously coming uncorked just a little bit.
Nice job by Jack Armillo right there, though. That's a quality pitch right there by Roberts. That's down in the zone, kind of crossing the plate. That's a really, really tough pitch to take. So good job by Jack Armillo working that count and laying off a tough pitch with 2 strikes. Here's Bubba Coleman. Again, this kid loves to play, so spots like this are not foreign to him. So I can tell you right now, just seeing him play over the last 2 years, really, I've seen Bubba play quite a bit. He's chomping at the bit to dig in that right-handed batter's box.
Coleman struck out back in the 3rd inning, and again, a young man who baseball certainly in his blood with his father's professional experience, his family's developing the sport of baseball on the west side of Phoenix, an exploding area in the valley. A lot of us know about the Tempe area, the Scottsdale area, but now the west side of town, baseball and development over there is exploding. BG with a lot of events on that side of town at Camelback Ranch, which is in Glendale.
You see Justice DeYoung coming in there and talking to Roberts, and that's the type of stuff we're talking about with DeYoung. Just kind of a step ahead of a lot of his peers. Just trying to calm him down just a touch here.
2-1 the count as he hits the outside corner.
Really nice job by Roberts right there. That's a tough pitch, especially 2-0. Here's the pitch.
Line drive left field. It's a base hit. Takes a high bounce. They're going to send the runner. They're going to draw the throw to the plate. The relay, the slide, and we're tied.
Yeah, good job right there by Bubba. I told you, as we mentioned, as he was stepping in the box, could be chomping at the bit. Right now he's just played so much baseball. You see it. Really good pitch by Roberts right there.
Not a bad pitch at all.
No, that's a tough pitch.
Good hitter.
Yeah.
Good hitter right there, ready to hit, taking all options, going up there and putting that ball in play that he knows he handles well.
Absolutely.
Let's get a hitter credit there.
Absolutely. Nice pitch and good cut. Credit to both.
And on his birthday now, Colton Springall digs in with a chance to put his team on top. here in the bottom half of inning number 8. There is no bigger gut punch. All baseball people know this. Than the 8th inning rally, especially in the bottom half when you look and you think, okay, we've got 3 outs to get for a victory.
Yeah, no question. And now we've still got no outs here. Guy on first and second, and we've got our PG Cares all-time leader at the plate. Kind of a poetic moment for somebody that's been so active over the last few months with PG Cares. Getting to see this in such a game that has raised so much money for pediatric cancer.
Yeah, and it's just been so tremendous with what Perfect Game Cares have done. These kids on the fields have done. Their families and everyone that's involved with Perfect Game Cares raising money for funds for communities, underserved, underprivileged. It gives us an opportunity to see these kids, but also appreciate what they do.
Inside corner, a beautiful pitch. Straightens him up, a little bit of comebacks, and Springall back to the dugout. What a pitch by the right-hander Roberts.
Yeah, Roberts has been working away for most of this inning, and looks like finally comes in and freezes Springall with that inside fastball.
It's like he bowed his neck a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna go after these guys.
Yeah, no question.
He got plenty enough fastball. I'm going right after him, staying tall over the rubber, and downhill playing.
Yep.
Hunter Harrington with his opportunity now. Harrington doubled back in the 4th inning. We spoke about that, and an opportunity here, again, with just 1 out, to put his West team on top.
Yeah, another big hit right here would go a long way, obviously, for that rivalry we've talked about with his twin brother Alex as well. So we've got multiple battles, as it seems, going on with this at-bat. Robert's slowing the game down, and I like it. Okay, not trying to go too fast and pressing. Relax and just throw one in there.
Fires it to the backstop. Runners move up to second and third. Now a hit means everything. Overthrew that one. 3-0 the count.
For the East here, you've kind of got the infield you want with the young at third base and the slick fielding middle infield right here of Bruno and Lantigua. Lantigua, our Gold Glove winner, presented to the best defender last night. We've talked about Bruno's defensive ability. They're going to come in and try to cut down this run at the plate.
Right there at the cut of the grass. As that one is high. And he lost him. Bases are now loaded. Nico Penato with an opportunity. Still just 1 out in the inning. And Nico will breathe for just a moment as the East squad. And you'll get a visit from Homer Bush as well. PG Select Festival, 13U age group. Next weekend, the 14U age group, Fort Myers, Florida. JetBlue Park, the winter home of the Boston Red Sox, and certainly excited to bring that event to you. That's the 7th year that event will be played. And a big-time celebration of the sport, now seeing players out of that 14U age group going into the first round of the draft over the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's so fun to see guys like Jordan Lawler, and Marcelo Mayer and all these guys we see along the way. But getting to see guys like Brady House, who we got to see at multiple PG Select Fests when he was this age, going in the first round. It's great scouting, by Jeremy Brown and Ben Ford and Greg Sabers, who along the way have just done such a great job. But the celebration that goes along with that, because that's what this is. This is celebrating baseball, Sut.
We celebrate a big moment here, and we all watch together. Nico Penato, top step, both dugouts, bases full. Roberts in and off the plate, 1-0 the count. Nico struck out looking back in the 4th inning. He got to see his brother Austin, serving our country in the United States Army, surprise him with the visit. 1-0, high, but a high strike. 1-1 the count. You talk about reaching back and grabbing good velocity. You can see some of the top pitch speeds in this one so far today. Some big arms in this event. Roberts a part of that group as that one down and in. Looked like he pulled a changeup that time. A 1-1 changeup with the bases full.
Yeah, he tried to do a little too much with it. I think just throwing the ball, again, staying tough over the rubber, realizing on your arm speed, but also staying downhill. He has the right plane.
Inside, that skips by. Here comes the go-ahead run. Head first slide Armijo, and he slides in safe. Some irony there. Remember, he was involved in a collision when he was diving defensively as a pitcher at home plate earlier in this game. This slide had to feel a lot better.
Yeah, no question right here. And you talked about these eighth-inning rallies and what they can do. And you can see the game is speeding up just a little bit on the East team right here. And this is why, just the development of everything, these kind of pressure situations at a young age, this is the start. Yeah. This is how you learn to slow the game down, go pitch by pitch, and be able to really locate and make that big pitch or that big play, to help your team one way or the other. And I will say, as I'm talking about this, the East isn't out of this. This is going to be a fun game till the very last pitch.
And so a walk, pulls the bases loaded, a visit from Homer Bush. Roberts has got a gifted arm. We talked about how hard he throws, but it's certainly been an uphill battle. Homer will come out. Waiting for his chance is Shane Parker. Parker had a fine play made against him and had a base hit taken away. And an opportunity now to give way to Carson Quillen. Quillen will take this opportunity to go to work, the right-hander who catches, plays on the infield, in the outfield, but also pitches, trying to stop it right here. 4-3 the score. We'll step aside. Carson Quillen is on. Mr. Armijo coming earlier to the plate with a bit of a collision. That's a play at the plate you really don't like. That's the kind of dive at home plate you're not into. A little bit later on in the game, though, that's what you like, the go-ahead run.
We just saw the West team take the lead 4-3 here over the East, and the man on the mound, Carson Quillen. Darren, I know you all talked about him and his mom earlier. His mom, Holly, who is battling breast cancer right now, currently undergoing chemo, and I talked to Carson about her earlier this week. He told me she had treatment on Tuesday. She's here at the game. She's got 2 more treatments left, and then she'll go through radiation. Carson said that they spend time together. He checks in on her, someone that is so important in their life. This young man is so resilient. His family is so important to him. So I'm excited to see him on the mound here. I'm sure he'll be thinking about his mom.
Yeah, thank you, Danny. Thank you very, very much for that, and understand now what this means a little bit more than baseball. And this makes it, in all likelihood, unless his East squad battles back, this will make it a true game. In other words, a lot of times in showcase games, especially perfect game, to allow all athletes to take part in a game like this, you play the full 9 because young men came here. They were scheduled to pitch. Well, he was the final pitcher to pitch. Now, he may go back out and be the closer in this game. We'll see. But if, in fact, his team doesn't rally, I believe they will play it as a traditional game and have it come to the end. We're going to also show you a reset of some velocities that were on there. I think we gave Ryan Harwood a few too many miles an hour. All these pitchers, though, doing a great job today. Guys that have been in the 80s, as this right-hander skips that one in there at 82 miles an hour.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got a little staggered infield right now. No Bruno backing up. They're going to play about halfway in the middle. Something slow they can come get, they'll go to the plate, and if it is hard, they'll try to turn this double play. So, little strategy over there by Homer Bush in the East squad.
We talked about Parker, who had a base hit taken away. Shane hit a hard ground ball. The young man out of Dallas, Texas, Doolin's Dodgers, his travel team. He takes over the outside corner for a strike.
Nice job by Quillen right there, coming back in and getting back in this count.
That one misses outside. We're talking about those numbers. A tip of the cap to everyone. Harwood at 82. I think we got a little bit aggressive on that one. But still, this is amazing, these numbers, right? I mean, this is a 13U event.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, it's just the talent that we've seen all weekend. So it's not... I don't think it's surprising necessarily as we get a nice job of not doing too much right there by Shane Parker, going the other way for a sacrifice fly, and now the West is up 2 runs, which is going to be a tough mountain to climb for the East.
Well, and I tell you, knowing what his team needs right now, it's not about the double in the gap. It's about making sure I can get that runner home, hit the ball the opposite side of the field, give my team the best chance, even if it's on the ground. A runner still can score here. So those things are important at this age, and these kids know that. They're doing these things that set them up for great success down the road.
C.J. Sampson now with 2 outs. Quick visit, quick conversation with Carson. Carson, his catcher, Cody Goff, is still back there working. These guys are fun. These athletes, and we talked about what they went through last year, a lot of them losing their ability to work out like they're used to. All right, Carson, your time. Let's see if you can shut this thing down, get your team back in the dugout here.
Quillen, another catcher, obviously, and more of a just a competitor we're seeing on the mound right now, doing everything he can to give his team the best chance to win. You can just tell he's just in compete mode. This isn't here trying to fool anybody. This is, here's what I have, here's what you have. I got to get us back in the dugout so we can have a chance at this.
I'll tell you, and typically one of the huge learning curves for kids this age at this time in their lives is they get them in a game. Not that you want to have them in a tough situation, but kids like this relish those moments. And what happens the next 3 months, next 4 months, he gets so much better because he takes it that much more serious, knowing that he can throw strikes and compete, and he ended up finding himself becoming a pitcher that much more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful swing by Sampson. He was on that one. Back to the screen it goes for the young man out of Tomball, Texas. CJ starting quarterback when his junior high football team took the field. He was part of the USA national team trials in 2019. And playing in the Marlins and the Astros organizations for more than a half decade. CJ with a chance to really deliver a big knockout blow here.
No question, and we've talked about his ability on the mound, and takes a healthy cut right there. But as we talked about, Quillen just in compete mode, gives his team a chance to come back here in the ninth.
Carson Quillen closing things down, but not before a huge bottom of the 8. West Coast, best coast at this point.
Hey, we're not playing the bottom half if we don't score. This is our last chance. Let's make it worth it.
So a fun time all week long leads to a fun final inning. Top half of the ninth inning. Danny Wexelman, Flash Gordon, Jared Goodwin, Darren Sutton, and you. Thanks for spending time with us. Nico Penato, Santa Maria, California, St. Joseph High School, and the ZT Elite Nava travel ball player. His chance to get the final big outs, the son of Adriana and Henry, who lists himself amongst his strongest positions, second as a pitcher, catcher first, pitcher second, utility third. Time for Nico to go to work. Denton Lord is who he will see first.
Yeah, we'll go back to the top of the lineup there, and I know for the East, love for Denton Lord to get on right now to turn this lineup over with Keon Johnson and Sean Ashenfelder, and then the big bat of, and potential of Dion Cole. So big AB right here, and Nico Pineda fires that first one for a ball.
1-0 the count. Denton grounded out to third and pitched very effectively when he had his call earlier in this game. Out of Mariana, Florida. Wow factor, his travel team.
Yeah, I think he's already leaning kind of to that, to that pitching side right now. Even hearing him talk, introduce himself, but I'll tell you, he's got some loft in that bat, and if he squares one up, we could see it going for extra base right here.
Strike throwing gets the outside corner, 1-2 the count. Lord with some really strong family genes as it pertains to athleticism. Justin Lord, his uncle, pitched at Florida State, coaching in the Nationals organization now. You remember catcher Jeff Mathis, one of the great defensive catchers. That's his cousin, who has had a long major league career, so a lot to learn from in his family. And he says, my uncle Justin inspires me. He said he's invested a lot of time and energy into my love of the game. He has helped me a ton. I appreciate all he's done. That time he got him, though. A good, lively, inner sinking fastball, and down goes Denton Lord. 2 outs to go to a victory.
Yeah, Nico did a good job right there after that first pitch that got away from him, really just coming back. And this last pitch, a little bit of arm side run right there, and a tough pitch for the long-armed Denton Lord.
Keon Johnson, Kiki, the Macon, Georgia native, with that big leg kick, takes a fastball right up at about 80 miles an hour. 1-0 the count. Walked, stole a base in the 5th inning, struck out looking in the 1st inning.
Well, Nico's stuff is, we're watching him. We see how he's being able to repeat that delivery, get a little bit ahead of himself. He also sometimes just kind of slings it up there, but he got stuff. The stuff's there, got a good breaking ball, and all he got to do is rely on his delivery to keep it really simple for himself. Stay downhill, you throw strikes.
Just be on time. That's it. Be on time with the process right here.
He was that time, and the count is 2-1. That's a pretty 2-0 swing. Why not?
That was a healthy hack, and I absolutely love it. 2-0, I don't care what the score is. It's not a time to cut down right there, especially in a game like this. Love it from Keon Johnson.
Rush to the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. Ashenfelder waits on deck. And as Jared documented, the dangerous Dion Cole, the home run derby champ, waits in the hole.
Johnson's done a good job, too, the entire game of only unleashing that swing when a pitch is in the zone. I don't think he agrees with that call right there. I thought he worked a walk right there.
3-2 the count. A little bit extended over that outside corner.
See right there. Yeah, I think he got
That's
one
a tough
there.
one. That's a tough
one. Good job by Keon, not expanding right there.
So on 3-2, rock and fire to the right side. It goes into the glove. That one put away. The right fielder, the hometown boy, Eli Willits, makes the play. 1 out away.
Can't complain. Good swing right there. All fields approach by Keon. Hit a ball on the screws. Unfortunately, just right at Willits there to record the out. So we got 2 outs here with Sean Ashenfelter just trying to get to Dion Cole to see if he can make something happen.
You can never talk about it enough. We're really good at bat.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a good at bat. Hit the ball hard the other way. Stay within yourself. Next at bat, something falls in.
You know, what I liked about there was the 2-0 swing was a different approach than the 2-strike swing. You know, for a 13-year-old, 13U kid to come, and you can see that advanced approach. Great job by Mr. Johnson.
You know, and I got a chance, totally got a chance to see you with that. A lot of times, hey, 2-0, be ready to hit. 2-0, be ready to be an athlete. That's what I enjoyed the most, because sometimes kids don't hear that. But on these fields that we're playing in, at PG events where they're the elite on the stage, they're doing this.
Yes, absolutely.
2-0 the count. 1 out away from putting this one to bed. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. The West squad scoring 3 runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
And that's the one we're talking about. Stay within yourself, Sean. Okay, stay cool. We need you on first base to be able to have a shot to tie this up.
The 2-1. In, off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike the count.
Control the zone here. Continue to control it. Okay, if you take a borderline pitch, they call a strike. That's okay.
The 3-1 pitch. In, off the plate. That's ball 4.
Great job, great take. I actually like the location. That was a tough pitch right there. And honestly, maybe a 50-50 ball as this game's gone on. So really good job of taking a pitch that he probably couldn't have done much except for yank it foul.
Yeah, and it's tough to even lay off a pitch that close.
Yep. Next 2 guys we've seen, they have the power to do something right here. This is how you draw it up when you talk about something pregame.
Dion Cole with the slightly open stance takes a slow breaking ball that never got there. 1-0 the count to Ocho, the young man out of Ackworth, Georgia, Etowah High School class of 2026.
Dion Cole still getting the treatment with that first pitch breaking ball here.
Line drive, right center field. It's down toward the alley. It rolls. It will roll all the way to the wall. Willits will get together out there in center field alongside Coleman.
We got
all the way into third. The head first slide. That's a triple. 1 run closer. A triple for Dion Cole with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning.
Again, we've talked about it. We've got back-to-back guys that have that power to change the game. Now we're 90 feet away, and watch Dion. He hasn't gotten many fastballs today. He finally gets a fastball out over the plate, and you know what he didn't do? He didn't try to yank it.
He didn't try to pull. He stayed with it.
With that pitch. And backspun that thing and split the outfielders. Great job. And really, a good job in center field to cut that ball down, hit the cutoff man. Shane Parker quickly throws that thing to third base, and that's a pretty good defensive play too on the backside. Mature play.
Andrew Costello takes a strike over the inside corner. 0-1 to count. As exciting as it is, still 1 out away from a victory. So let's see, everything teetering right now for Deuce Andrew Costello. The 1-1 is high. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Check that 1-1 the count.
And you hope Costello can just stay within himself right here. Dion Cole did a great job of not trying to do too much. Hopefully Costello can breathe here and control his emotions on a big stage.
Well, yeah, he faced one of the better hitters in the game. One of the guys that can actually win a game with 1 swing. But he's also a quality pitcher himself. So right there, he's on the mound to finish this game. Good mechanic, good rhythm, great poise. Doesn't look like he's rattled still after giving up that triple, and that run scored. But he can finish this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Costello, I think, looking to have that all-field approach right now as he kind of stung 1 foul down the right field line there.
2-2 the count. 5-4 the score.
Big spot in this game for both clubs. Cole kind of baiting Pinedo right there.
Got him. That will do it. The 13U Select Festival goes to the West squad. They rally in the bottom half of the 8th inning, and the Select Fest party is on. The greatest athletes at this age group in North America. Both of these teams have a lot to be proud of, but it's the West that's victorious. 5-4 the final.
We see it just kind of climbing up the top of the strike zone right there in a 2-2 count. One of the things that we've seen the MLB do so much more over the last few years. 2 strikes, he kind of elevated that thing, and that's a tough pitch to stay on top of.
Yeah, it's a tough pitch for any hitter to hit. As you elevate, you get a strike here. It's a hard pitch to get your hands over the ball and still maintain a quality swing. But that was a pitcher's pitch. He got it up over that swing, and that strike, right, I mean, beautiful pitch.
Absolutely, and they're going between the legs, giving high fives, as we saw Andrew Jones do last week in San Diego. I love it that these 13U kids are following those All-Americans and seeing what they do, and obviously that makes it exciting for everybody.
Sure does.
So on behalf of Perfect Game, we thank you for spending time at this great event. We look forward to next weekend's 14U Select Festival that will be pulled together in Fort Myers, Florida. The finest 14U athletes in the game on CBS Sports Network on Labor Day, and the game will be played the day prior to. And you can see that one on Perfect Game TV. We'll want to thank Oklahoma for all the work they did, the home of the Sooners, certainly making this very, very proud. We want to thank the families, all the travel coaches, the high school coaches, the middle school coaches that have helped develop these young men. Danny Wexelman doing a great job on the field, and our entire production crew. Flash Gordon, Jared Goodwin. My name is Darren Sutton. And again, on behalf of the finest 13U athletes in the game, this has been the PG 13U Select Fest on Perfect Game TV and CBS Sports Network. Goodbye, everyone.